see if it's working.
Ken
So I got it full screen.
Ken is a villain. I have to say that with certainty.
I mean, he's kind of outspoken.
He was rude and he was selfish.
A little bit, but I think he's a nice guy at heart too.
He was a dick.
Oh yeah, this is where it's quiet. I can't even see myself when I'm streaming this, which is fine with me. I'm guessing, like, from the music I was playing, that it's muted. So yeah, we don't need to be getting in trouble over something like that. Yo.
Early on, Sultan of Samotud was the best Falco on the West Coast, and he'd go online and talk mad trash. Mad trash.
He was a guy that, like, was a little bit arrogant online and, you know, would kind of mouth off to people.
Is that the best you can do?
It's like, oh, I'm the best. You use Marth.
Yeah, me too.
Marth sucks. He's not even top tier. And it actually went through pages and pages of Smashboards to the point where I'm like, dude, let's money match. Once I get to TG4, let's money match $50.
Wow, the sweaty
match.
match.
Stages, and Matt Deasy had a big screen TV, and I played Sultan of Samotud. I actually found out before that you can toss Falco and Fox up in the air and then re-grab them and toss them like a hacky sack and just keep on doing it over and over. I beat Sam and he shut up. After TG4, Matt Deasy released a DVD about it, and most of the East Coast players actually bought a copy or two, and they were laughing at us. They're like, oh, look at him. He's an idiot. All he does is move back and forth. Like, he was dashing back and forth. You know, why would he dash back and forth when he can wave dash? You know, I was still new in the community.
Which one's the one you like?
All I knew how to do was dash back and forth, and that eventually became dash dance.
Dashing around waiting for the person to make a mistake and grabbing them was a very effective strategy, combined with his ability to aggressively attack well when openings presented themselves.
That's like the weird part about Ken, that like he's just such an aggro Marth. When you usually play Marths, they're more of a spacing character. Like, they try to bait you in and they dash away and grab you. Like, they're always trying to play the space game.
Oh, wreck you.
Like, with Tank, you just
No, I don't even
all
play.
over you.
Actually, I haven't played that game in forever.
I've seen Ken. I've seen his mind games. His mind games are
Oh,
like
you're all
sickening.
wrong. Okay. So I'll make $40. Damn, that'll put me with $80 as soon as I get back, making
So much
$80.
pressure on you, just like running up to you, making you roll, grab
Someone
you,
already owes me $40.
getting you to do things. He'd get you scared because like a Marth is like intimidating being right next to you.
I saw the Ken combo and I was like,
When you did a forward air with Marth, they would fly up. And then you can do a down air after that, and they'd fly down.
Well, if you can hear me good or not.
Calling it out every single time I would do that.
But I gotta get an aux cord so I can just use my feet on here. Straight from it.
My name's Hugo. They would call me Huggies, Huggles,
There's Hugo.
crap like that. So then I just took on the name Hugs. I mean, there's no they were fine, but we still thought we could beat them. So we show up to our first tournament, which was bi-weekly at Ken's house. I knew about him. I thought I would beat him the first tournament I went to. Didn't work out the way. In fact, I lost to his younger sister, 14 years old, and I remember Ken and his brother sitting at the couch watching his little sister. So it was a reality check. It was embarrassing, but it made me want to play more.
They saw the bi-weeklies as an opportunity to bond and figure out who would be a part of their crew or their alliance. He wanted someone that could support him because he wasn't the most popular person in the Smash community at the time, despite his achievements. It's the underdog mentality. Go for the player who's not the best. Cheer them on. Make an upset happen. I think for the whole year I was doing the bi-weeklies with them. By the end of it, they did consider me part of their family. He would always call me up.
Nah, it's just a room.
Hey, KO. You wanna play Smash?
Echoes. Tile flooring.
I met some of the people who ran MLG.
I don't know, I'm just saying super chat right now to be real.
Oh yeah, you want to make this big.
This room does echo though, a little bit, I think.
And I was all for it. I was all for competitiveness.
With his West Coast alliance, Ken dominated every MLG he went to. The question no one seemed to be able to answer was, who could possibly stop Ken?
I would force myself to out-cancel 50 times in a row without missing it. And then it would be, you know, Dash Dancer or whatever it was. And it was a lot of just training and getting better. And I had a notebook where I made notes and I would watch videos. It was very serious for me. And it was very conscious, specific, directed effort at becoming better.
The newlyweds, husband and wife, formed the core of Team Ben, a crew of ambitious Maryland and Virginia players looking to make a name for themselves. In 2005, they took a step in the right direction by teaming up with videographer Eric Reichenbach, or, as he came to be known, Bach.
Kevin, how was your night last night?
Hey, but I'm filming my night last night.
Bach's well-produced montages
That
and
went out
documentary
film.
videos became the gold standard for Smashers, showing the world what these tournaments were all about, and putting Team Ben front and center.
You hear me, Florida? You are going down. I will sail ahead to Georgia and lift you up and throw you into the ocean. That's what I'm going to do. You are going to be gone.
Why?
What was that say?
You see that?
See you later, Mop. Boy, be safe out there. Hey, you be safe too. Thanks for stopping by.
501. There it is. Hey, easy on the camera, dude.
Chew. Easy on the camera.
Check this out. I got 2 plates. How ritzy is that?
I am the Marth Slayer. I don't lose to Marth. Okay.
Oh my god, he looked like Blue, the guy from
Kevin
Blue's
and I have
Clues
played
right
video
there.
games together since we were 7.
That shirt on.
Synergy is very
Was
important.
it Joe or
One
Steve?
practice partner. Kevin is also a douchebag, which is important to the story because when you're playing Kevin, he won't let you stop playing until he wins. And he will not. Okay, we can be about to go to a party or a movie or to sleep, doesn't matter. We don't stop playing until Kevin realizes why he's losing. And so if Kevin and I are playing Marth Peach, Marth Peach, Marth Peach, Marth Peach, I want to play Sheik for a little while. Nope. Let's go catch that movie. We're going to miss it. Nope. Sit down and keep playing till I win. Okay, because he wants to get better. He's got that drive in him. And he's a jerk. It's a combination of the both. It's a fantastic combination. He's very stubborn, though. And so Kevin and I played endless amounts of Marth Peach, so I know everything that Marth can do. Nothing surprises me. It was my destiny to play Ken. It was my destiny because we were rivals as people and because I was the Marth Slayer. And it finally happened that at MLG Atlanta, I was pitted against him. So I walked over to his TV and I said, Ken, we got to play. And he was like, and I was like, no, you don't understand. This is destiny. We play right now. So I sit him down. Marth Peach. He trashes me. Then I do some ridiculous combos and I win the first match. Done. He makes the error of staying Marth. Same thing. He had a 2-stack lead on me, but when I'm playing Marth, I don't get nervous. I'm about to beat him and 3-0 at an MLG. Big deal. Third match is just to go to Fox, as if I don't eat Fox as well. So I'm eating him. It's going great. I'm up 2-stack to 1, and he's ready to go. One good ledge guard would do it, no problem. kills me, and then it's one stock to one stock. And then he pulls the, what I now call the Pokemon Stadium combo, where he's kind of moving me upwards, up air. Maybe there's a second up air, I don't know, but a third one would have killed me, but you Fox can't reach Peach at that level, so I didn't even bother to DI or to air dodge or anything, because Fox can't reach there. But Ken, that resourceful son of a bitch, jumped on the windmill and then got me on the top level. And I died.
You said that was
That was it. That was my glory. And then I do start to get nervous, which is terrible. I don't know why I went back to Marth. I guess because they did pretty well against the Fox, but he beat me. I don't really know how. I guess it was the nerves, but I consider it a fluke because I don't lose to Marth. And the final match was on Mute City. It was on Mute City, and I was doing well, as a Peach should on Mute City, and I was up again 2 stock to 1.
One more. Just get some percent. That's all you need.
All I had to do was just finish him off. I was so nervous. I've never been so nervous in my life. My hands were physically shaking. They were covered with sweat and they were shaking, and I couldn't play, and I'm sorry to John. I know that I am. I was clumsy, and I must have been obvious, and he beat me.
God damn, I fucking suck.
Dude, you don't. Dude, he didn't suck. He did good.
Controller, and I screamed, and I dropped a couple of F-bombs, and I know the Hugs taunted me about that for a long time. It was my match to lose, and I did, and it was very tough. I can't go back and watch the matches on YouTube. It was just too painful. But I do think things would have been different for me if I beat him. I think everything would have been different.
Yeah, just like if chilling dude would have beat Leffin.
I know it was a real heartbreaker to lose to Ken in the second set.
Imagine those timelines.
Fifth match, but you won $1,000 for second place. I'd really like to hear about your match with Ken in the finals, in the winners' finals, 1 versus 1.
It was like I was facing Neo. He had all the mind games. He knew everything I was gonna do.
If you look at tournament records alone, obviously Ken almost always got the better of him. But some of the matches were very close, and there might have been somewhat of a psychological edge Ken had at some point, that Asin was just like, oh my god, like I always come so close, but I can't beat him.
I'm here at MLG Atlanta with Ken and Isaiah, the winners of the doubles for the Eastern Regional Conference. Husband and wife both gave you guys runs for your money.
I don't think the newlyweds were playing, or I don't think they're that great. Honestly, they're all talk mostly.
Ken and Isaiah, they said that they
You
were
didn't
not
even show what
impressed with you
Isaiah
guys.
said. I feel like Isaiah didn't say
They
it.
said they're going to annihilate you next time instead of just a close victory.
When the set was over,
my
Ken said to me, you had no chance. Ooh, ooh. But that's the kind of thing that makes a person want to get better. That's exciting. It gives life a little flavor. You know, Fight Club, when they're asked to start fights and how difficult it is to actually start a fight, how much can you know about yourself you've never been in a fight? How much can you know about yourself you never had a nemesis? You have a person who's your opposite, who you need to go against, someone who really wants to see you fall. It took people out of a comfort zone, which I think was important. And especially gamers who aren't getting in fights at bars, you know, but it was an outlet to find a place to prove yourself, and you could do that with your controller.
There's always going to be some players out there that love to stir up controversy and claim that they're the best, and if they can't say that they're that good, they want to be able to say, well, at least my side of the country's the best.
In like 2004 through like 2006, there was definitely like this East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. It seemed like, you know, the West Coast always had the better players, but we felt like New York and the East Coast in general had just so many like good, solid players. So we thought like crew battle would be the best thing to hype it up.
The Kishes had come up with the idea of the crew battle somewhat recently to that, and they're like, okay, FC is perfect for this.
Yeah, we're going to FC3. Hells yeah.
Tired and hungry, bro. Tired and hungry. Tired and hungry. Like every other poor black man.
It is a game-crazed community that stretches around the world, and today, 200 members of this online gaming community are causing a melee in the gym of Trinity Evangelical Free Church in South Bend.
It was just like a Smash experience. It wasn't just a tournament because the church was the venue as well as where you're sleeping. It was just an insane amount of interaction between Smashers at all times. Like it was just loads of fun.
No one knows that I'm like a real practical pranker. While they sleeping, I put powder in their face. There was one time like Isaiah, he's like a heavy sleeper. I put like almost half the bottle on his head.
Most of what they did was in good fun. There were definitely times Wes would take it overboard. Some of the things he did with like the man sauce.
I remember actually like hearing about the man because they would post it on Smashboards in like big bold red letters, and they're like they just called him a really good void player, and he's like unstoppable. I guess because he has the fire.
It's a really hot sauce. It's not like you could pour it. You have to scoop it out with a spoon.
I was like mad at first. I'm like, dude, who the hell is the man? I bet he's not that good. I'd kick his ass.
While people are sleeping, I'll put a little man sauce on their lip.
I got a little bit of the man at FC. It was not fun.
Everyone who was everyone was at this tournament. And I even remember when we read off the bracket, one of the hosts said, you know, I can't think of a single person we're missing.
There was 4 regions, East Coast, South, Midwest, and West Coast.
Whoever won this was the best region.
Surprise, surprise, it was West Coast versus East Coast for the championship.
Like, there's already trash talking going on, but when something like that happens, like, there's hype.
All I hear is like fuck 'em up or motherfucker or something in the background.
The pressure was so serious before that we had one of our starters drop out due to nervousness.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially trash talk.
Mike G actually came up and said the same thing. He's like, dude, I don't think I can do this either, man. We're like, dude, are you serious? Like, is this really that hype?
Scary.
High tension, high pressure, a lot of talking crap to everybody. I was in it, I choked.
Oh, Wes.
I still haven't lived that down. That's how funny it is. It's been, what, like 8 years almost? Like, and I still haven't lived it down. Like, people still bring up that crew battle.
Wes was also our captain and the most vocal. And so he's talking shit as he's playing Hugs.
I don't think he was able to take it. Not some people was able to take trash talk from us at all.
The West Coast players were more calm. Once you get to the East Coast players, they're loud.
Killer 01. There it is. Rest.
This is how we do it on the East Coast. It's not easy. Not only do you have to play, but you have to deal with all the pressure of not being good enough or being heckled while you play.
You just have to zone it all out. You just have to focus and zone it all out.
He had one of the earliest, really well-developed runaway foxes, so it was a very good, tactic at that time. Crazy Jones was like our secret weapon to neutralize Ken, and it worked out perfectly. And then it came down to DSF and Asin.
Is he wearing a flame button up here?
Like when, especially just having Asin pull it out was kind of symbolic. It's not like a forever thing. Like, okay, now we're forever better. But at that point, there wasn't much West Coast could say. Like, it when that came up as an issue on the board, they pretty much held it down.
I still have the dollar bill, actually, signed by all of West Coast, by every member of the West Coast team.
Chilling.
Ken and Isaiah,
I didn't get to see
they signed the dollar
everybody.
bill, and I keep it, and I keep it near and dear in my bedroom.
After the crew battles were complete, Ken took first place in singles. Even with the combined talent on the East Coast, in a one-on-one matchup, Ken was still the best. But the notoriety of being number one was beginning to take a toll on the 19-year-old.
I think when you're at the top and when
Was he
you're at the
19
top
when they
of the
started?
world, it's hard to maintain the motivation. It's hard to perform and be, I guess, disciplined in your matchups when everyone's rooting against you.
He was playing a game that he happened to be pretty good at, and all of a sudden people were like angry that he was good at this game.
He found it very inhospitable, and he didn't really enjoy traveling at all.
There was 501. There it is. I found it louder.
He didn't want want to do it anymore because he always came to the conclusion that if I go, people are going to yell at me, they're going to trash talk me, I won't feel very good about being there. I'll only have like 3 people to cheer me on, my sisters and even, Smash friends, and he'll just get really like demoralized by the atmosphere.
After years of rivalries and intense competition, Ken needed a different perspective on Smash. A perspective he found in Captain Jack.
How does it feel to be the winner of a major American event?
Captain Jack said that he was hosting a tournament in West Coast Japan. He wanted like the top players from America to come
What the heck, 300 views? It's been like a year since I started streaming.
I did it mostly because I just looked at the overall cost,
Consistently.
and I realized there's no way I can afford going to Japan normally. We were going to get housing for free for like over 2 weeks.
Oh, the what did Japan?
For me, it
For
was
free?
kind of more like
Oh, yeah.
to travel to Japan and enjoy the
I
culture.
didn't even care if I got the story at that point.
And learn their style.
I'm like, dude, oh yeah, free 99 trip to Japan, free housing.
Unbelievable. It was awesome.
It's crazy.
It's not like America at all. Everything was like really compact.
We went to a lot of the temples, palaces.
And the food was amazing there. Captain Jack's mom was very accommodating. She took care of us, fed us, things like that.
Yakisoba. We're in Japan.
What do you say,
and-
Bach? Japanese Denny's?
We're in Japan. We should eat Japanese food.
Every day, like,
Japanese
Smash
dinner.
would come over, like, Captain Jack was like, oh, Masashi's coming over today.
Masashi.
Washi looks like he has a mullet kinda.
When they play Smash, they play Smash. It's like they play all day, all night, all day, all night.
Oh, he's rocking the Tommy Hilfiger. Okay.
The weakest Japanese player was definitely like as strong as our strongest player in America.
How do you feel about this competition, Ken?
I don't really care. I'm here to enjoy Japan.
That would have been so
I think there was like around 65 to 80 Japanese players there. And I just wanted to learn, just to learn and take back what I saw at the Jack Iron tournament.
We saw early on when they were making the bracket, Captain Jack told me he was going to have to play Bomb Soldier. And he said, yeah, he's a pretty good player.
Didn't PC? I'm pretty sure PC Chris
Like came out of nowhere and just started
this guy.
all these top Japanese players.
I might be tripping.
I've never seen
Or
Falcos
people
do that
picked up
fast.
off of him.
Do the Falco killer combos. I ended up fighting Bomb Soldier in the finals, and that was probably one of the toughest Falcos I've ever fought in my life. After Bach was able to bring back some of the videos from Japan, I think that inspired more Falco players to take Falco to the next level.
Bomb Soldier won the first 2 games, and it quickly became clear that this was going to be a really intense set. Ken had to play pretty seriously.
Actually, good. Joker's a beast. Look at that. He checked the shit out of that. That was a nice tap. In bond.
In Japan, the players are
That's
so
crazy.
respectful. It's beyond belief. And I know Ken has made that comment many times.
Yeah, there was no shit talk. Everyone was like pretty
Yeah, it was all
calm,
chilling.
relaxed. It's like how I would imagine like a tournament should be.
The players like cheered for him equally as much as they did for their own players. Like when he won the tournament, I mean, they have videos of how ecstatic everyone was. And he was getting support from the Japanese players. Like if that had happened in a crew battle or something in the US, and a player from another country won, I don't think they would have gotten that same level of respect.
Yeah.
They just want to play the game and have fun.
Yeah, the definitely got shit off.
Yeah, can you go? The best meet ever.
We got to know each other relatively well, and he was a very nice guy. I sometimes didn't understand why people gave him a hard time. I think it was probably because some of the way he acted at times could come across the wrong way.
In America, the scene was big enough, so it was all about, trying to be the best person, trying to like burn bridges, or trying to create or even fabricate rivalries for the sake of it to make yourselves better. He banned people like DSF and Hugs from attending his tournaments because it kind of indirectly set up a rivalry.
He felt like
That's kind of lame, to be real.
I wanted to be the best, and I wanted to learn from him
Oh,
and then take him out.
excuse
And
me.
that's not what it is. It's like, yeah, I want to learn from you. You are the best. Great, beat me when I'm good.
Well, maybe it was really toxic.
I think I was cut
So they were.
off the LA scene because of my alliance with Ken.
Already commanding, Ken's crew became even more powerful when one of the East Coast's top players began dating his sister and joined the alliance.
I basically pledged my allegiance to the West Coast. Challenger and Asm were all mad at me. They were like, "No, Chew, we don't want to play with you anymore. We don't want to be your friend anymore." They were just really, really mad at me. I felt kind of sad, but I went to the West Coast, so I gotta stick with the West Coast.
He was part of the alliance. He was calling himself sort of like a adopted Californian at the time.
Shortly after that, Asm actually took his first retirement. Like he, took a break from the game for the first time. And since Chew had started, swearing his allegiance to the West Coast, I pretty much was just H2IL by myself.
The scene was changing and changing in Ken's favor. He won the MLG championships for the second straight year and entered his third year of nearly undisputed domination. When EGM ran an article naming the 5 most dangerous gamers, Ken was among them.
I feel like nowadays, there's dominant players, but no one was as dominant as Ken in his time. He just did not lose, simple as that.
As 2006 dawned, the last thing anyone could imagine was a contender for the throne Ken had forged. Least of all, in a wannabe pro skater, hailing from a sleepy New York suburb called Port Chester.
Getting schooled second semester, first place, Team Ben, something. It's getting hot.
My philosophy is if you put pressure on anybody, they're gonna crack eventually.
He's better than me. I was like, so I gotta play this guy.
Well, some of the stories I might say might get PC gets in trouble.
Oh.
They just can't handle me right now.
You see guys flocking. I'm like, relax. Let her breathe.
PC was just pulling out all kinds of new tricks.
Ken wasn't someone who just stumbled upon the skill. Ken was someone who wanted to win.
You should play next. We'll see.
In 2005.
I can't believe this is still 2005.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer.
Shut up. That bullshit. I'm trying to watch a Smash Talk.
Hey, Alpha Zealot, what are you expecting from this matchup?
I'm actually really excited to see this. I think PC Chris is going to stick with Falcon most of the way through.
I went to MLG Anaheim with actually my girlfriend at the time and her friend, 2 people who knew nothing about the game. But we were there, the front row of the bleachers, cheering, and it was one of the few times when Melee has really felt like a real sport.
He wants to stay away from those platforms. He needs to control the bottom middle of the stage. Ooh, excellent forward smash from Ken, and he gets the first kill.
It was accessible to those who didn't know a lot about it. You didn't need to know all the technical terms, but it was a competition. It was a spectator sport.
There we go. PC gets the next kill, but he's in trouble. He's going to have to do something magical here to keep Ken from getting the next kill.
And that's when I really believed that Smash was going somewhere, that it was going to be big and important and mainstream, before it all crashed and burned.
I need to find people to just train with, a couple of people something that wouldn't mind talking and streaming, being in my stream. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to watch videos first, though. I'm gonna watch the other shit and smashed off too. Like PC's interview, Killhead. I'll watch shootouts, part of it.
I met them at this tournament in New Jersey. It was in this guy's house. This guy named Kip. He was just beating everyone. I'm like, who the heck is this Asian kid beating everyone? Like, he was using Jigglypuff, and he was just
Wes is a trip, dude. I love Wes.
Back air, and then he would just beat everyone just like that. The funny thing is, I used to always like, how can I say? I used to beat people, but like beat them kind of like making them feel bad. So then when I fought him, like I would talk crap to him, like stop doing that stuff, and then like I would beat him. After that, he said, you know, watch out for PC Chris. PC Chris is better. I'm like, oh, he is? He's better than me? I was like, so I gotta play this guy.
In high school, I had a group of friends that we used to skateboard. There was 2 Chris's and posed an immediate problem. I was just Portchester Chris, but like PC just stuck. When I made a gamer tag, I was just like, I don't want to be like Dark Evil Prince 955, like I'll just be PC Chris. We'd all be skateboarding at the same time after school. It was all I did for about basically 4 years, like as a hobby. And then eventually I really broke my thumb terribly badly. I fell while like downstairs and I tried to like break my fall, and the thumb got tucked down behind my hand. You can see how like if I line up the knuckles, that one's like clearly shorter. It kind of like scared me because I never hurt myself, and like I was in a cast. And it was in my right hand, so I couldn't like write in school for a while. So I guess like I got tired of falling, so it was like, let's just play Smash. I remember the day that I wanted to get better. For the whole day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat my friend, because at the time I just could not beat him 1 versus 1. So eventually I was like, well, maybe there's like videos of really good players. Maybe we're doing something wrong. It was when Ken was first coming around. I couldn't even understand like what he was doing, because it was just like his character was moving so fast, but I just didn't know how it was possible. I didn't even try to aim for him because I was like, this guy's too good. I looked for like somebody more local, somebody I could play with, and Wes from DA was the first person.
What's your locals around here in Ohio?
Really good, like,
OSU's probably the closest place.
PC Chris came once he heard about the gauntlets.
We started attending New York tournaments, New Jersey tournaments.
I would beat him, Kip, all of his friends.
Wes and all the DA guys definitely were beating us up for a while, but eventually...
Georgia, it's like North Georgia.
You see yourself getting better.
Kenny saw
start to understand the game more.
Well, there, like Atlanta, stuff like that.
A day ago,
they would just end closer to Jacksonville than that, Florida. So
after a while, we just
definitely might as well go there. It's about the same drive to
so, you know, just funny how that works.
OSU.
With training from Wes, PC Chris slowly became one of the best Falcos in New York. He was even selected to represent his coast during the FC3 crew battle, and took 2 stocks from Isaiah before being knocked out. As 2005 came to a close, PC shocked many by placing 3rd in the MLG National Championships in New York, right behind Ken and Chudat. It was a sign that new blood was in the mix, and change was around the corner.
2006 opened up in New York too, so my goal was to place top 3 again.
The MLG opener 2006 was such a big deal because everyone knew how big MLG was now.
I knew it was going to be bigger, so I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm going to win.
And Melee was starting to get huge. That might have been like the biggest year of Melee's growth was 06.
You know, I was winning the matches I felt I should win, and then like eventually came like the opponents that like I wasn't sure, like Chudat.
I actually told him a trick to use to get out of the chain grab as Fox, just because Chu was, you know, West Coast at that point, and I really didn't want to see Chu and Ken just split all the winnings as usual.
And I ended up beating Chu to have to fight Ken in the finals. I don't think I fought Ken up until this point, in tournament at least.
First matchup starts.
Okay, here we go.
Versus PC Chris. Ken has chosen Yoshi's Story as his first stage.
Okay, and let's take a look at who's playing here. We got PC Chris,
PC Chris from New York, Fort Chester, New York. That's where his name comes from. Versus Ken, who's the undisputed king of Smash. He has traveled around the world and proven no one's even come close to giving him a challenge. He's lost a few times in the past, but nothing serious. Yet PC Chris taking this set from him is huge. And if PC Chris were to win this tournament, it would mean so much for the Smash community. It would question what everybody thinks.
I love why
This is a rising
commentary.
star. 6 months ago, he was only semi-respected. A year ago, barely known. 2 years ago, not known at all. And here he is in the final championship, starting to take out Ken. So excited.
Commentary did not exist before MLG in any facet that I would deem noteworthy. But when MLG started doing commentary, it was very few people that wanted to do it. Again, unlike now, unfortunately, it's past the mic-ground, everybody's wanting to buy. I think that's very regrettable.
Lasers! Wow!
If you ask me.
The
But
homie
at
Coops.
MLG, it was M3D and JV3X3 and me and OmniGamer. Pretty much those are the only people that did it.
Looks like PC's got Ken in trouble here. Ken regains control
How's
of the
it
bottom of
going?
the stage, and he's looking to continue to throw and combo PC to get that last kill.
Wow, and then, that's it. The tipper, Ken takes the first match. It's a lot about control with this game. It's about who's maintaining
The homie
momentum of the
RSA,
match. When
yep.
it's going your way, you can just keep it going and get your kills. When you lose it, you're in trouble.
Still
I just
up
remember
north.
once getting to grand
Yeah.
finals, just
I like
learning
it.
to play like really aggressive. So that was my strategy going in, just like being relentless with my laser approaching and like my nair approaching, and just always keeping him on the
I gotta
defensive.
start getting into
because
melee
from what I've seen,
again.
He was always like dictating the match with
The
Marth,
way
like
I'm so pumped.
making sure
Yeah,
the other person
a lot
was,
of people
you know,
are hyped for
always
that.
trying to, you know,
I don't know how I
down
feel about
and
that.
recover and just like get away from him.
Probably.
Ken really invented most of
Form.
the techniques that you see Marth players
The only
use.
starter I like is Cinequil too. I don't like the other ones at all. So I was kind of disappointed about that, but hopefully it's good. I mean, it looks cool.
Oh, and that's going to do it. He can't get back from that. All right.
Yeah, but Cinequil would be the only starter I would pick in that game. I don't like Oshawott and I don't like Rowlet. I think Rowlet was the other one.
Like perfect pressure, you know, they'll mess.
I still haven't. I got Skyward Sword instead of Broly at Diamond and Shining Pearl.
As long as like you apply it correctly, I feel like you can force like any
Platinum's
good player to do something they don't.
favorite, like Emerald, but I don't know if those are better in Platinum or have Platinum content or what. So.
Okay, what we saw there, PC continuously did his attack that would have killed Ken, but he hit a perfect, what's called a ledge tech.
Cinequil's my starter too. Yeah. Oh, I didn't really care for the others.
I mean,
Pretty sure
since there were so many people,
Rowlet
a lot of
was
people watching, and you know, everyone got really into
flying
it.
grass.
A lot of smack.
Head off the ledge.
Excuse
Needs to get back on. Oh my god! Oh my god! I thought I was gonna end right there.
But yeah, we need to talk to him
High ceiling PC.
when you aren't busy.
Both players are on their feet again. They hit each other. Oh my god!
The crowd goes
wild. Off the
wild.
left side. Wow. Did not
Yeah,
know
I
that
can.
was
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Rip me a new one.
Again, you can hear that. I'm gonna put the mic up.
We got PC Chris hitting the yayas.
Someone screaming next to your face and stuff. It's kind of hard to concentrate and.
I don't have my. I got my Switch, but I don't have
Chris's favor to finish out the best of 11.
my dock with me.
The crowd is going
Or
absolutely out of
my,
control. Or even
well, I got my
wondering
adapter actually. I could use if
officials might have to step in.
I'm not
and
buying
Ken
another dock though right now.
going to be it. And Ken's going
That's
to take
not
it
worth it.
back and forth right here.
But I mean, I would play handheld. I thought about re-downloading and getting like a month online to play with you, so I just won't be able to record it.
Wow, and Ken with a character switch here. Now he feels more comfortable playing Fox because of the level.
Which is how it will be, but I'll end up to play full together like that still.
That makes it a whole new ball game. Now you're dealing with one of the fastest character, and he's running around.
Ken with those little hits, just keeping him away.
What homies?
Wow, Joe, this
You know, remember all that shit that happened?
The last match too. Like the very last match was the second set.
Ken's hating every hit here because he needs to get the kill.
Dude making fun of
Every time he's hit.
I mean, I told him sorry and shit,
Not gonna make it.
but
Oh my god, 3 stock to 1.
I said I wouldn't be able to
Control what people make fun of, but I don't enjoy hearing people make fun of medical conditions that they can't control, like making jokes out of it. But I mean, he's also young as shit, so I got over it and said fuck it, and I apologized to him. I don't think I've talked to Madman. I would talk to him again, but I'm sure they don't really.
Congratulations.
I
end up winning, which
Like, want to talk to me like that?
especially in front of like, everybody, like all my New York homies had my back.
Just the fact that it was like this new, like up and coming player, you know, it gave a lot of people like inspiration who were just starting to play Melee. Like, okay, this guy's still new and he just beat the best player.
An MLG guy came with like directly with like a microphone and camera, and like I was not expecting this. And he's like, "You have anything to say to your fans?"
I'm guessing you guys talk to Crimson.
Like, I have no fans. There's cameras going off. Like, I like to think of it as like, you know, a little revolution in New York.
That's how many people I really know.
You know,
Crimson,
Page and something old now. We moved on to like, a bigger, better thing. It's winning like a national versus
Batman,
I was the first person
Genji.
to do that. I would always beat Asden. When PC Chris beat me, it was just like gave each
They're
person new
on
hope.
voice chat a lot
You
lately.
can beat them.
What, have they ever talked about me since I haven't been around? Or like made jokes about me?
Instant fame, not only for his technical skills, but for being what few pro gamers had been before. Cool.
I would love to meet PC. PC would probably, it'd be PC or chillin' probably. Or actually, if it's old school, I mean, chillin' technically is to be PC Chris. Or
Chris was the most
what's his
laid-back
name?
person I've
Oh
met
yeah,
from the
KDJ.
pro spectrum.
He's a
It'd
very
be,
funny guy.
yeah,
too.
it'd
He,
be KDJ or
he,
PC Chris.
he,
To be
trash
real.
talks all the time, like jokingly though.
They just can't handle me right now. Unlike those coronas in the back, but it's cold, baby.
Yeah, I didn't think they talked about me at all.
This is, you know, waiting for the party to happen.
It's already happened, my dude.
He's
Well,
the
also the
host.
stories I might say might get people in trouble. So.
These are all my friends.
You could be. I've played your banjo. You still, I mean, you whoop the shit out of me with your banjo all the time, so you used to beat me a lot. I get lucky sometimes with Falcon and like Marth. That's about it. Your banjo's good though. I remember your banjo and Prawn, I think were your best, in my opinion.
Ken is a competitor, which I think is an important distinction among Smashers, and one that I've always preferred the competitor to the non-competitor. Your Chudads, your Ken, someone who will try to the last, which is why Chudad is one of my
Gotta
favorite
practice more.
players of all time.
I know last time I got
I've
on.
spent much of my life hating it.
I got beat every time. Last time I got on Melee online. So I ain't played for a while.
He doesn't give up halfway through.
Then you just find
And that's
people
Ken.
that
Ken wasn't someone
play
who just
better.
stumbled upon
So
the skill. Ken was someone who wanted
gotta
to win.
adjust and practice.
We've got the winners
I get
bracket
whooped a
final
lot.
here. Ken versus PC. You excited? Really excited. Really excited. For those who don't know, Ken's been the reigning champ at this game
Well, I know you
for
can
a
do it.
long time. And he's
Shit,
a
you're
pro
good.
player for
You
that
were the
matter.
best. I think you were the best one out of everybody, to be real.
And
Oh
in
yeah,
the
your
last
Yoshi
event
was
at
good
LG New
too.
York, PC Chris beat him and won the entire tournament.
Going into Dallas.
That's it. That was your top three to
you know, I
me.
actually felt
Yoshi
good
was the
about
other
where
one.
I stood because now
Yoshi's
I
beast in
won
that
the
game.
previous
He's
tournaments.
fast.
I did
I
well
was like,
the time
okay,
between
Yoshi.
at the locals and things. So, like by my knowledge, I was like, you know, let's go for a repeat.
For the first stage is Streamland 64. Ken struck Corneria, so PC can either get that on random or pick it himself. And PC Chris struck Fountain of Dreams.
No problem. Shit, you were. I honestly think you were better than me. I was probably the worst one that we all played with, to be
I
real.
was practicing. I just didn't know like.
It's
what
definitely
he was
the
gonna
worst
do.
one out of
Also
all
still
like
know,
all our
you know,
old
his aggressive
group or
strategy,
friends
his
or whatever.
strengths are when he's dictating the match, and when he's like avoiding.
I only
me,
played
I
like
just play
I
my
played
game.
Melee and I was
And even,
pretty
like,
trash.
If I'm not playing my best, I think I could still. beat
Sometimes
him.
I would get my zone, but I was just like that was like
Nice double laser there
a
from
fluke
PC.
type deal, I guess, in Ultimate.
Continuously putting out the counter, which is that move where he puts his sword up, you just saw it again, and basically just takes the Falcon's attack and shoots
Yeah.
it back. Despite how cool it might sound, it's generally considered mostly a useless move, but for Ken to use it repeatedly on one of the best players
Dude,
in
I
the
wish
country,
my
and
piece was good in that
Freestyle,
game.
It's impressive.
No one would use a Marth counter.
I got good with Widowmaker for a while.
Marth, but I used it against PC Chris, so every single time he would laser.
I guess I could see Falcon, maybe an alright with Falcon.
He, you know, discovered that if I'm just mindlessly approaching him all the time,
I forgot who
he
else.
can just, you know,
Oh,
try to bait it
who,
and
who do you think like my best were? A lot of people used to tell me Marth was like one of my best.
Reinvent the way to use new tactics and
It
new
was
techniques
Marth.
with,
People told me
Marth,
Marth.
So it looks like he's doing it again against PC.
Mark Puff, Peach, and Falcon are probably like my tops.
Like I knew what he was doing. Like I could see what's happening. It's happening to
But
me.
I never stick to one
telling
character.
yourself to avoid it and like telling your hands not to.
Or like,
one thing.
I have like different ones, I guess.
Wow, but Ken obviously showing us
Mars
that
and Falcon.
knows when he can get it off.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I know.
It was brilliant to see. Even though
I could go in with Falcon sometimes.
person and a teammate, I enjoy
I only learned how to play fast though because you used to pressure the shit out of me with your banjo.
That's it.
I was like, there's nothing I can do. I gotta move fast. Ken's a beast.
Silencing some critics in his mind.
He outplayed
Ken,
me.
the king of Smash.
You know, exposed me.
You're good at pressuring with banjo, dude. You must not been playing as much lately, or you're just playing people that are more experienced against that matchup or something. Because just because you lose doesn't mean you're not good. Dude from North Georgia I met, shout out to Radharani the homie. He told me the same thing about Slippy and Melee. Like, just because you lose in unranked doesn't mean you're bad.
Or if I
I'm
wanted
like,
to
well,
try
damn, I just thought I was trash.
and you know, I was at the age I was like, why not? I was flying around everywhere.
Who's
you know,
more better
money,
than you?
experiencing new
You
places,
talking about me, you are crap.
building new relationships with people.
She didn't even look like a smasher, you know. She looked good, I'm not gonna lie, but you see guys like flocking, I'm like, relax. You know, let her breathe, you know?
I was like, hey,
Let her
play
breathe,
Smash.
you know?
And of course, the general reaction came, a girl that plays Smash?
I like her hair.
It's hard to break the
It's
ice.
cool.
It's so awkward. What can you possibly say to this stranger that's gonna make him feel like this guy's definitely not trying to hit on me right now? Nothing.
You know what might even attract guys even more is that she's good at the game.
I somehow got introduced to her. I don't really remember how. Like friends of a friend, like, oh, PC is Melty.
I was just like amazed at his Falco and watching him, and I asked him for a photo.
We were at that age.
You're
where
all young,
we had
yeah.
enough similarities
PC still
to date,
looks
and, like, we're
same.
attending these tournaments. Like, why not?
We've definitely fought over Smash. He gets always mad at me because I always would hit him during teams, but we were actually, I thought we were pretty
A lot of the new DLC and Ultimate, in my opinion, is just more OP than the last, to be real.
But we come up short. The day we break up, we go to a tournament and we win. It's like
That's just my
how you know.
opinion.
We're still friends to this day. You know, she was going into college and stuff like that, so less time for practicing. Whereas I was just playing Melee. Everyone was like, oh, Ken just figured out this stuff, and like now he's gonna beat PC Chris every time. So like everybody knew about it, so I needed to figure out, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, you taught me not to spam with Piranha Plant Spike Ball. How? You used to punish me with that a lot, to be real. Especially on the edge, when I was Falcon.
And I feel like he's one of those players that just knows how I play. I knew I couldn't be completely like defensive and just like try to avoid the counter because, like I said, he'll be playing his matchup then. Like he'll be, you know, forcing me to make bad decisions. So it's like the term I like to use called like hot cold. Sometimes
You should,
don't know,
hey,
I don't
listen to this right here,
he
Koopa.
does, but at the
Hot
same
cold.
time, sometimes I would just approach him. So like I was just trying to mix things up, just so he couldn't always just be throwing out counter, and if he did, he'd get punished for it. And at least start to think about doing it. That's what I was trying to do going into Anaheim.
MLG Anaheim came out the third tournament, and they had a really great showdown.
See this, I think PC Chris is going to stick with Falcon most of the way through. You'll probably see lots of traditional like spacing and stage selections though.
I was there as a spectator, front row of the bleachers, and there's cameras and there's lights and a stage, and absolutely the energy was there.
Local tournaments, you're used to playing at like a comic book store, like
was on
sandwiched in
custom
between
stage.
some guy that's
I was
300
spamming like
pounds
crazy.
and some other guy, and you're like sweaty.
Hmm.
And just do anything you can just to like, stay on the TV and play.
Probably been a while. I don't know, who was that playing? Might refresh my memory. And what was the custom stage? Or was it like a certain, like, did it have to, like did it like resemble like a past stage from past Smash games, or was it like its own custom stage that someone actually made? Oh, this is. Wait, is this the F word? This is the song I used to play to hype me up in Smash.
You don't want to. Oh, it's been a while. I think you just need to you just play more consistently. I wouldn't use Sephiroth. The only good I'd be for you is I'd probably switch to Falco and Falcon just because I enjoy them in the older games. But I really don't like them in the new game, but I just try to play them anyways. Especially, I've always hated Falco's new shine. Like, I just despise it. It's trash. It's stupid. But I can give you some more for Falcon training. Might be handheld mode, but I think I could get used to it. So I remember I did good in handheld mode against you guys before. I don't know if I 3-stalked you, but I 3-stalked like 2 people in the thing when I played more in handheld. And I used this skin because it can. I was fucking destroying that night. That was like the only night I did good too. That was a couple years back. That was like 2.5 years ago. I don't know if I got you, but I 3-stalked, I think, Crimson and Madman. Last time we played, Madman was like basically like you're like H-Box or something. Like you like being a little cocky fuck. And I was like, I'll need to be H-Box, and then I killed him. It is like I was like, I'll need to be H-Box to beat you. I was like, damn, he's got a big ego now. He's good though, not gonna lie. He did like his V's, his specials. Oh my god, look at that. Hey, if I got online and re-downloaded Ultimate, do you want to play?
Little ledge hop from PC turns it around.
He could have won right there, I believe. That shouldn't have worked. That's so stupid. They were sweaty as fuck. Fuck this, I'm taking this headband off.
Oh, it was like all the butterflies in my stomach went out.
They hoist them up on their shoulders, and even though PC lost, it was still a great tournament experience.
Huge, like a sign of relief.
Yeah, his sword fighter gotten good.
Whether Ken or PC Chris won, half as much as
hopefully it's better than it used to be then.
Because the Halo kids were watching and adults were
I'm guessing it's a lot better. Well, you say that.
I wanted to go. I always wanted more from Melee. I don't want.
Why are you just saying alright? I asked you a question, I think.
Different.
Bitch. I asked if I got online in the game again, would you play?
No, like I didn't walk home with the money, and like people were still saying, "Oh, Ken's better than PC." Like, but like I knew inside that like I went there and I did what I wanted to do.
What? Oh well, yeah, I'll play. Life has come.
One tournament that's less known that I went to was the one in Hawaii.
Shadows never know. I remember this soundtrack.
Got picked up by some smashers who just were excited to play.
To go to Hawaii, dude.
Very excited that I was coming to Hawaii.
These motherfuckers back then. Do you know how much it is to fly to Hawaii now, dude? It's like $500, or the last time I checked, because I wanted to go. Fuck that.
Like, it just took me so long to at least catch a wave and like start to like ride on the board.
I might get me some online real soon, bud.
How to get up, and like at the time I was like, why am I doing this? But like at the end of the day, it was so fun, and like being able to at least stand up for a couple seconds was like totally worth like 10 hours in the water.
We coexist.
I win the tournament, so I'm like paying for my trip, and it was just honestly the best.
I really hate supporting Nintendo now, though. They're kind of bitches. Hey, you got Storm 4
Shoutouts to all of them. They
on your
made me feel
Switch?
like a king. They didn't need to, but they did. I had a great time. They were all kind. Hopefully, I can go back someday.
Nothing
Just like being on the beach, you know, got some beers, got some food, got some music, got some friends.
You got paladins? Please tell me you got paladins. PC a kid ever play Star for good.
He understood the game like decently well, but you would never have guessed he was going to be one of the best players in the world at that point.
I landed one hit and got wrecked.
You have to factor in the money.
I was all kind of shaken up in my head. I didn't know what was going on.
Arguably the best player in the world at that time, and you're down 3 stocks.
I forgot what I said for you to say nah.
I felt like it was a push to the end of the world in the house.
We have here the epitome of MLG.
Oh yeah, you don't have paladins. Okay.
This is my dream.
I mean, that's up to you. If you want to try it. I think it's fun. I was playing on PC, but on my laptop, but like I guess the mouse, it kept constantly making it move back because I use this to play. Wired Xbox One controller. Constantly move like on the
So we're gonna have to talk about the double D.
keyboard, mouse, or whatever. So I got it on Switch.
Has this theory that on Dreamland in Melee.
Oh yeah, and then Storm 4.
You know, King Dedede, he's floating in the background. He swore he's seen 2 at once, at the same time, like one.
I had Xenoverse 2 and
ever since he's told
My
me,
Hero
like,
1
whenever I
Justice
talk
2.
to friendlies,
So I
like,
deleted those to download, re-download Resident Evil Revelations 2.
I'll have him in this
All
like,
these 2s.
favorable position, but like I can't see enough of the screen, so I'll run to the other side just so like I can get the full view of the screen. He says this needs to be on the documentary. I swear he's taking a picture of it, and I told him if he finds it, then we'll have something to talk about in the community. Until then, it's just a theory. The double DDD theory.
Not Peggy 12. Alright. Taking a quick break. I got DBZ fired up. That's the only game I don't have. Taking a quick. Alrighty, I'm back. Yeah, I don't have that game. Oh, I didn't seem too interested in it. WB. Warner Bros. I'm ready for that multiverses. That's what that made me think of.
I actually started playing when I was around 16 or 17 in high school. I'm 24 now, so when the game first came out, I played for about 2 or 3 years. When I first played him, I was probably around 16.
Turn the heat on and
it was one of my
then it
first
goes back
tournaments.
off.
He actually wasn't that great back in the day. It's kind of brash. He talked about a snack, but then when he blew up and
I saw him at UMass. I had no idea it was him. I thought it was just some random really good pin. What's your handle on Smashboards? And he was like, oh, Korean DJ. I was like, holy crap. Like the legendary Korean DJ? I thought I was decent in Melee because I'd been playing since I was like 11. I had read about Korean DJ. I don't know who he actually was.
Do you know exactly when that comes out? I just know they said 2022 last time I looked into it. I'm ready for that game. It's cross-platform. The only thing that's not on it is Switch so far.
KDJ went from nothing
the
to
thing
the
about a
biggest
PC.
stage had ever known in less than a year. A year full of upsets and innovation, new rivals and old comebacks, all culminating in a match that would forever define him and the game he came to master.
On the ledge, but PC's got to be thinking. Oh, that's going to do it. The finals go to PC Chris, winner of the New York City season opener.
PC Chris was the first
Dude, I
of
love
the
that.
young kids. They were all young, and they
You're all
were
IBM,
different
dude.
than Ken and Az and
Got
Isaiah,
so much good
and myself
energy
and
from
husband. They
shit.
were a different breed. PC Chris paved the way for Korean DJ and Mewtwo King.
All three of them basically came to prominence at the same time. PC had kind of, started developing on a little bit earlier. M2K had gone to some local tournaments around here even. He wasn't
Either later
at
today
that level yet. He didn't have any level of
or
mind games really. He was
tomorrow
just
or
relying totally
next,
on his knowledge
by the next
of
week
tech
I gotta
skill.
figure out how to
Korean DJ, we just didn't hear about at all.
people you may watch while I'm offline.
The first orchestra meeting I had was absolutely horrifying because I couldn't read sheet music. I just play by ear. For some reason, I became the concert master of the orchestra. And I just went from this guy who just has absolutely no idea how to read sheet music to becoming the concert master in 4 years. I was like, I don't know how that happened. My dad was like the CEO of his own clothing store called J City. And it was really successful. We had many chains up in Boston. We were actually thinking about extending it to New England. I remember it was second grade. My dad and my mom went to a business trip down in Florida. My dad had to go pick up some shipments, some jeans from China that he had imported. One of my dad's friends gave him a referral. It's like, oh, this guy can give you a ride. The guy went to a bar. And he was pretty hammered. He dozed off on the wheel, crashed into a concrete wall.
Damn.
Doctors were like, no, this guy has only a 10% chance of living. As a second grader, you don't really understand the magnitude of how serious things are. He just wouldn't give up. He just didn't care. He just wanted to just get better. Just to see that happen,
My God, it
it's
shows
really inspirational.
matches in the background on that TV.
To see him going through all this stuff. My father was in the hospital and recovering. My mom had to go to work, so most of the time I was by myself. A lot of the things that I did to really pass the time was video games.
I think the first serious tournament he went to was the one I ended up running.
I used to play with the Fall River crew. It was the Ninja Turtles. It was Crazy Jones, Hayato, Roga, Eve, Unknown Force.
He understood the game decently well, but you would never have guessed he was going to be one of the best players in the world at that point.
I was doing okay. I was getting maybe 9th place in my local tournaments. It was decent. But I wasn't satisfied. I wrote down a list of all the people around me. Who's better than me? It was like a ladder process. I do it step by step by step by step by step.
I went to a tournament on the East Coast randomly, but I didn't have a partner. I asked around on the boards, and one guy offered. His name was Korean DJ.
And this was when he wasn't so good, and I was fucking excellent.
You know, I was like, let me just kind of keep looking around, but I really didn't want to team with him. Like, I didn't know who he was. He wasn't doing very well. Like, he was just kind of low level.
You knew every good person in the country. Now, let's say I was as good as I was, which I know I'm not. You don't know who can beat you. You can go to a tournament and lose to someone whose name you don't know because there's just so much skill, and also the spectrum is wider and there's more notches along the way.
Instead, when I show up, he money matched. He asked me for a money match.
We were playing money matches. He wants to money match me.
I was notorious for money matching literally everybody. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you can. I don't care if you're PC Chris. I don't care if Azia. I'll money match you $5.
Truth be told, I spanked him. Like, I messed him up.
I creamed him, and he said, again. Your money, boss. Creamed him again. I was like, I think you need to let some of the people...
He asked me to money match. I was like, who is this guy?
He intentionally knew at first he was going to lose a lot of them, but you have to factor in the money. He was paying maybe $5 or whatever it was to get matches with the best players, and they were going to be taking it more seriously than they would in friendlies, where they almost never play seriously and almost always sandbag.
And then he goes, okay, we'll rematch again. It's like, all right, sure. Like, he wants to give me more money, that's fine with me. Next event, it was an MLG.
He had a chance to play them and get to learn their styles and see what it was they were doing and figure out why he was losing.
And I was like, wow, I'm starting to get better.
He just started improving exponentially every time he would play.
And it was down to the wire. It was down to the last hit. And I was just thinking, this kid is hitting fucking good. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat me in tournament at that point.
Starting to annihilate people like Neo and Chillin in money matches and just like destroy them, and they were like, what the hell, who is this kid?
I can't even keep up with them.
Kind of turned from feeling sorry for him to kind of having a lot of respect for him, because he was willing to get his ass beat. Ever since then, I wasn't even close.
You hear that, Koopa? Ever since he was willing to get his ass whooped, he couldn't come close.
It's a brilliant strategy that very few other players were doing. At every tournament, he had the plan of, in the end, becoming the best.
I felt like me and KJ instantly got along. I mean, like, I feel like I have a lot of rivals, but me and Korean DJ are another rivalry, because, like, New York versus Boston, we got that going on. I hung out with him the most out of any of the other professional players, and definitely had a great time hanging out with him. He's a good guy. They had 5 normal tournaments, like regional tournaments, like one in New York, one in Texas, then Chicago, one in Florida, and then one in Cali. And then they had a playoff.
Yeah, for me to get good at
Las Vegas, and that was like
game I used to play a lot. Took me 43 wins in a row.
For first place.
Before, I can't remember. It's one of those two. Before I got a win against someone that taught me how to get good. One of my other favorite games, Storm 3, when I used to play Naruto.
H2O was pretty much dead. Azen wasn't playing.
Azen looked like Pauly D.
I should retire as well. Like Azen.
Chillin's wearing his lucky shirt.
Decided to come back. He was really excited about it. He was like, okay, you know, now that there's this point system and shit, like, let's see what we can do, given that we've already missed a couple events. So we go to Chicago.
This is JV. I'm checking in with Dreffen here again. We're watching a big match of Isaiah and Azen.
You know, the crazy thing about Azen is he had just come back from a hiatus, but he was already, like, his goal was first, period.
I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it could have probably been worse, to be real.
when Azen would take retirements, it seemed to like clear his mind when it came to Smash, and he would come back even better somehow, even though he hadn't been playing at all.
We're live here. We got a big match here. We got Mewtwo King versus Azen. We're down to the top 4 in singles. It's really look like Azen's got some momentum going in that last match, and let's see how long he carries it over here.
Okay.
Some nice combos by Mewtwo King. He pulled off, let me think if I can recap that real quick. 2 up airs, a back air, a neutral air, and then an up smash, and that was a beautiful stock by Mewtwo King.
When he first came out, I despised him. He represented everything terrible about the Smash community. Like
Oh, he's got a bolt
earlier
cut.
about how cool it was when we found out about DA and that they're not just these basement-dwelling nerds. M2K was that basement-dwelling nerd. Especially when he started to get good is when I really had a problem with him because I didn't want this guy to be the face of Smash. For that reason, I was kind of mean to him for a while, which I do regret because it was kind of baseless, you know, just the fact that he looks like a nerd.
As he's trying to do his best to get King onto a platform, that's when he can really do some heavy-duty combos right
He
there.
knows he can't afford it. Oh, and that looks like it will end it. And a nice victory by Mewtwo King takes it 3-1 over Azen.
He beat Azen, and you know, that
Dude's
ended
funny.
Azen's tournament, and
I like Killing
Azen
Dude.
would have had Chu and then Ken. And I feel like, you know, even if Azen hadn't beat Ken, that would have been an incredible finals, and he definitely would have beat Chu.
And that will do it. Ken takes the victory in another first place victory, knocks to his belt.
I think Juliet was feeling so much pressure where he just sort of would just collapse and just not take anymore, just want to give up and just go back and fly back home to Virginia. He felt like he was being pushed to the end of the world in the house because of things that probably affected Ken and Maneclad's performances in tournaments.
I couldn't try my best during tournaments because I
I
felt
wonder how much
as if they
Seattle he
would
could
kick me out of the
insert.
house. And I didn't want that because I was dating Helen. So I kind of held back.
It's like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I love
What's
Ken's,
that?
I love Ken's sister, I love my girlfriend, and also I love like Ken and Maneclad, but they're pushing me so hard that I don't know what to do with myself anymore. And what should I do? Do I go here? Do I go home? Do I stay here? I don't feel comfortable anywhere because I don't have my East Coast connection anymore, and my West Coast connection is in tatters right now.
Should have stuck with Azen chilling.
You know how I wrote down that list of people to beat? Ken was at the top.
When I first saw Korean DJ, I would just hear someone say, money match, money match, money match, money match.
He was the final goal and achievement, alongside with being the best ever.
He must have chugged like 6 Red Bulls or something before he went to a tournament because the guy was like hyper.
MLG Orlando, winners semis. I have never played as well as I did in MLG Orlando against Ken. I was starting to do things with Sheik that I never thought was possible. DVD popped open, said it was full in the middle of my match against Ken, so I wasn't able to keep it. There's certain things that I was doing with Sheik that I never did again, and I wanted to see what was I doing.
He was just very, very aggressive and very hyper. It comes to a point where you have to be really defensive against that or be more hyper and aggressive. And I was right in the middle of that, so I guess his style pretty much countered my style.
I'm so in the zone, and I defeated him.
I could read him. I mean, he was an open book, but it doesn't mean anything if you can read a book if every single time you turn the page you get a paper cut or something like that, you know?
Like the entire crowd just went uproaring, they were going crazy, and I just felt like I just won the tournament. And then I played against Azen's Marth. I beat Ken's Marth. I got this. I lost. I beat Ken's Marth, but I lost to Azen.
Within the pros, I mean, certain people did better against other people.
And it all goes down to their play styles and their personalities. Mewtwo King is perfect. He plays the game perfectly. And so when you play the game perfectly against someone who's really, really smart, it doesn't matter. Think about Mewtwo King versus Azen. Azen makes the right choice. Let's say Azen makes the right choice every time. then Muji King, all he has to do is think about what the next step would be to combat the right choice, because he's a computer. Input information, what's the winning combination, done. So Muji King can beat Azen. Let's say Azen fights Korean DJ. Now, Korean DJ is a ball of white-hot flame, okay? Azen is not fazed by that. Azen is cool as a cucumber. Azen is what it is. He just sees the game. So when Korean DJ goes nuts with all his craziness, Azen can just wave dash back, F smash, and just sort of take care of him. So Azen can meet Korean DJ. Have a Korean DJ with all his fire, Muji King can't combat that. Muji King doesn't know. Those coordinates do not compute. You can't put in Korean DJ what he's gonna do because he's learning as he goes. So Korean DJ can beat Muji King.
Azen played KDJ right after he had beaten Ken in the same exact matchup and dominated him. Chu came all the way back through losers and beat KDJ in losers finals, and then that set up Azen versus Chu.
Azen actually already beat Chu that early this tournament with Captain Falcon.
Oh,
I think was that a 3-0?
It was a 3-0.
It was 3-0, yeah.
I heard about it.
Chu was really looking to win this because Chu had not won an MLG all year.
I got man, but top order. Oh, alright, I just seen that. My bad. Alright. I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Really nice sidestepping.
Take it easy. Have a good day.
We got a lot of applause going on for Chu.
Get a hold of me on Discord.
The majority of the people here for Chu, even though Chu's West Coast and this is an East Coast tournament.
It's just so hard, and like there goes his stock.
And that was chilling in the background by himself.
That crowd that you hear is just chilling.
It's just chilling.
I was by the commentator's table, like freaking out.
No one said anything but chilling in the audience for Azen right now.
Azen was down 3-1 to Chu's Ice Climbers on Stadium.
Azen's down right now, 3-1.
And he just brought it back and won.
Huh?
And then Azen wins the tournament. Just won the tournament. And Chu's hugging Azen.
A few months earlier, I was considering possibly quitting or whatever, and now like we're back on top, so it was sweet.
Unfortunately, there's a loser, and Chu looks really disappointed right now. You want everyone to be friends after the match, and you just hope Chu doesn't take it any personally.
Towards the end of the MLG season, I didn't even place very well, so
I
was
don't
kind
know.
of shaken up in my head. I didn't know what was going on. I started off first, got third at Dallas, second at Anaheim, fifth at Chicago, which was my lowest placing at the time. And then at Orlando, I finished 13th, which was the last one before New York. I lost to Hugs, which honestly, he's always been someone I've struggled versus, and he knows that, and I know that.
He's one of the few really, really good players that I was able to beat, and that's probably what made a big part of my success as a player, is that I had that ability. Skill-wise, yes, he was better than me. He just seemed to have problems with me, so I greatly enjoyed playing him.
I didn't want to say like, oh, I'm not good anymore, like, or I'm not going to be in the top 3, because even though I might not believe it, like subconsciously I'm going to be thinking it, and like it's just not a good idea. At the playoffs, there's less field of players because the sponsored tournament is not based on like player attendance.
The way singles was structured, you had to have like points to get in. If you weren't top 7 in points, there was only one spot left to get into that final bracket, and we all knew it was going to be Azen.
Congratulations to Azen, our level 1 champion. Right now we got a big matchup coming. We got Ken versus Azen on station 1. Ken versus Azen on station 1.
The first round was just full of these ridiculous matchups, but obviously the most ridiculous was Ken versus Azen, because Ken was 1 seed, Azen was 8 seed, since he was the one that had won the spot.
This is OmniGamer reporting from MLG New York 2006 playoffs.
Yeah, and this is White here commentating with OmniGamer. Now, this is probably the biggest matchup of the season, and quite possibly also the biggest matchup of this tournament here, because as many people believe, this head-to-head confrontation may very well determine the outcome of the entire tournament today.
I like this Snapchat. Pretty good. Stack board.
The blue mark and the red mark, they've always meant one thing.
This is East Coast versus West Coast incarnate.
PC was the new Azen. He was our hope for East Coast.
Exactly.
And now Azen's back.
PC was the new Azen, but now Azen's back. Sure don't remember that part. Still don't remember it.
Unsettled right now. He's behind in matches and then behind in percent of this one.
Arguably the best player in the world at that time, and you're down 3 stock to 1 and about to lose a set if you drop that match. You know, it's not even the deciding match, but, you know, he didn't have any more matches to give.
If Ken wins this one, it's over for this set. Osmond would have to fight his way all the way through losers to have another rematch.
Difficult losers bracket, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll predict Azen to come back and see Ken again. I will, but it's going to be really difficult. And Azen's going to have to play his top of his game consistently for several matches in a row. Oh, no. That's it. Oh, my fault. He gets back on.
Came back.
Just barely.
Oh, Azen got a 10.
It's the mark that it's all going to be about grabs here. Ken gets the first.
Ken has the lead, but Azen can come back with a combo and get him with a spike. But
see that. Okay. Azen can get a grab. He might have a chance, but Ken just keeps getting him first. There it is.
Uh-oh.
Use it, Azen. Keep guessing.
If Ken makes a mistake right there, he'd get tippered. And
that's a tipper. Dude, Azen.
Ken made a mistake by jumping so early.
Oh, my God.
Oh! And Azen pulls it off.
Oh, yeah.
Azen at like 130 on his last stock just brought it back.
It was the greatest comeback, in my opinion, of all time. People will point to videos where there's a stock difference of a greater comeback, but when Azen beat Ken and that Marth ditto, that was out of control.
And then ended up like 2-stocking him this round, so he won pretty solidly. So that alone remains the only time Azen's ever bested Ken in a tournament, ever. And the fashion that he did it in, like, that's one hell of a way to break a mental block, let me tell you that. KDJ beats M2K, so that sets up Ken versus M2K, first round of losers, and Ken loses.
It wasn't fun anymore. Pretty much like it became like a job more so than, you know, actually playing the game and having fun. I was getting older. I was traveling way too much. I don't think my body could take it as much. Like at first, my prime days, like when I first started, I could go on Smash for hours and hours and hours, literally, without even sleep, 3 days straight playing Smash. After 2-3 years of doing it, that just takes a toll on you. And there's people out to get you, gunning for you. Just like that's what they want to do, just beat you. All those emotions, all that stress, just like compiled, and then having like Chillin' Dude or whatever yelling in my ear next to me, I couldn't handle it anymore. I mean, props to him for like coming back and stuff for 3 stocks, but I mean, at that time and moment, I was just like, I think I needed a break.
But we should also congratulate the East Coast hero Azen, who took out his West Coast nemesis Ken on his road to his very first Major League Gaming Smash Singles Championship.
We're here at MLG's playoff event in New York City, where Azen just won the Smash Singles event. Azen, congratulations, man. How'd you do it?
Thank you. Oh, I just went all Marth. Marth for me is just, you can be so easily creative with them, and he has a very cheap spike, get very cheap kills, and forward smash, and just, I don't know, he's just really easy to use.
All right, well, this makes 2 tournaments in a row for you, shooting for 3 in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, well, congratulations, and we'll see you in Vegas.
MLG Las Vegas. So we have here the epitome of MLG. We were at the Red Rock Casino. This hotel was gorgeous. Chandeliers, but tasteful chandeliers. Fantastic food. The shower had a mirror, so you could watch yourself shower, or presumably watch yourself have sex with the hooker. Vegas, baby. We flew there on MLG's dime. We took a taxi on MLG's dime to get there, stayed in the hotel that MLG paid for. So everyone there already feels like a pro.
It was a very unusual tournament. It was very small. I think top 8 bracket.
it's all
so
black.
being in Vegas, it meant that only a few spectators could turn up, and all of them were from the West Coast. So the Ken Alliance turned up again, which is about 12 people. And a few of the East Coasters turned up with their support crew and stuff like that. So I think husband and wife were there. JV was there, obviously. It was very intimate sort of finals.
I was thinking at the time, like, I think this is probably going to be my last tournament. My fire is about to burn out. I got to try. I definitely know I could compete and beat these guys.
I try to just narrow it down to matchups that I liked and that I didn't like. And the only two people I wanted to avoid was Hugs and Azen.
My whole life was to win the MLG Lost Championships. Because that pretty much means you won everything.
Destroyed this. This is Isaiah PC. But they didn't have any.
Ken just so aggressive right in Azen's face, not giving him any time to breathe.
And that is it.
Congratulations to Ken.
And DJ knew right away he's ready to go.
Yeah,
he was just like that
he was
last
angry.
night.
He's hungry for blood.
Pretty sure this shit was angry, but yeah.
You guys like caged animals, just taking turns running train on each other.
Badge guard
DJ's in control. Ken's he's trying not to die.
This might be it.
Yeah, captain's roll about to drop.
Here comes a cloud. I can change it. Oh my god!
Like, I was like, all right, this is my tournament.
This is my dream.
PC has won. Congratulations to PC Chris. He came in at the beginning of the season, stunned everyone by beating Ken. He outlasts everyone else. He's going to take home $10,000 and be crowned the national champion of Super Smash Brothers.
It was almost like a body high. Like, I just felt great the entire day. I never wanted to be the best player. That was never my goal. But just like putting my time into something and seeing like these great results, you know, like I couldn't believe like from this game that I picked up with my friends that I able to accomplish something like this.
I was set on third. I was like, I'm happy. I'll take third.
When he got third and when he didn't become the best player anymore, he's like, you know what? That's okay. I can retire pretty happy because I know that I've done a lot in my time, and I was during a pretty, I guess, a golden era of Smash. So even to this day, he'd still be called the king of Smash just because he dominated during that era.
I felt like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders. Like I can just be happy.
Like I was just like one game away from being the champion. I couldn't go to sleep for about 4 days. It hit me hard when I had lost. Like, it really hit me hard. I beat Mewtwo King, I beat Ken, and I go to PC Chris. For some reason, I couldn't beat him. I couldn't beat him. I was so close. And I have to wait another year?
After 2006 season, man, dropped from the MLG Pro Circuit. Damn. Got
If I
dropped.
had to pick my favorite Smash player of all time, it would no doubt be Korean DJ. For me, he's the spirit of Smash. He has this fire in him that's fantastic to watch. Once in an interview, he said that he played the game like a freestyle rap. It was different for him, and you could see it. In game, I mean in high-level tournament matches, you can see him trying new things and learning as he goes. I don't think anyone ever wanted to take a stock so badly in their life. I don't think anyone ever just hated the character, not the person, the character. He was like, I need to just take these stock and just destroy them. And it's that kind of mentality, that personality that drove him to fly off the ledge farther than people ever had, and just ledge guard in a way that was just rude. It was beautiful to watch. My favorite player of all time.
It was 1, 2, 3. That's it. The first stop, gone. I just rage quit. I said I couldn't do it. I was like, he's going to be the best player in the world.
Unless you're frame perfect, you're not
He
good.
said, I just raised it. Is that actually good?
many digits of pi.
Almost positive he just didn't understand the concept of paying for something in the store.
A lot of them felt like Brawl was intentionally made to not be a competitive game, which is true.
Slow.
It's like someone broke his
Fuck.
brain, and he forever has a mind block.
I mean, it was still a good game, especially once PM came out. Like P+, made a whole different ball game. Nintendo needs to get over themselves with that bullshit.
PC, wait, not even PC. M2K and
Yeah,
KDJ.
fucking new ass games out.
After that, like a week later,
Let people
OCC
enjoy
was
old
on, and
games
me
just
and
because they
Mac,
bought
like,
it.
We get
I don't
second
know.
at that tournament.
Well, I guess they own it.
You know, I don't know.
So
it's
they
like,
get to say that bullshit.
Every time me and Maniclaw fight, it's like, you know, we do really, really well in teams.
We're watching 4-7. We're gonna finish it all. Fuck it. Oh, I didn't mean to pause it. My bad. We're either ending here or we're finishing it off. If we're in here, want to tell me?
What's the story on him?
Tell me.
Yeah, he just goes around these tournaments, you know. That's how he makes his living. Just go around these tournaments, wins, doesn't have a job, doesn't go to school.
I think
Plays
the
his
person who
tournaments.
stood the hands of time.
Dog job. Go to school.
Possibly Mewtwo King.
Oh God, M2K.
He's superficially stereotypical, but then also very interesting person,
Wow.
especially in how it comes out in his play style.
He still, after all of these years, is able to get, you know, top 5 if he stops getting emo and stuff like that, you know.
He's
Interesting. Yeah. He's very interesting.
Dude, we're interviewing someone. Oh, do you think you can make a quick announcement before? I need you to know someone else. Alright.
A bit weird, but I like him.
I know Ken was ready to play him. He wouldn't admit it, and he would act like Mewtwo King's below him. But he was damn scared to play Mewtwo King. I guarantee it. Everyone was scared to play Mewtwo King because when he's on, you just don't understand how you can possibly beat this guy.
Lord, when the fuck did this pasty white kid learn how to play basketball?
Congratulations to PC Chris. He
I
came
love
in
this
at the beginning
smash
of the season, stunned everyone by beating Ken. He outlasts everyone else.
They took it off the pro circuit, which was really upsetting for us because that's part of what creates the hype, is being in this environment with hundreds and hundreds of video game players.
MLG, they bought Smashboards. They obviously believe in Smash as a competitive game, and like part of it has to do with just Nintendo's a pretty reluctant company to work with. You know, through all the years of doing events, I've seen Microsoft and Sony, and they just understand that like competitive gaming's big. It means something for them, and they want to work with you. Like, you know, they've tried to help us along or brought developers over. Nintendo's kind of been very much the opposite, where they don't really embrace in competitive communities at all. They're difficult to even get streaming rights. Like, we haven't even asked them for like TVs, money, anything. Like, just can we show this game that we believe in, that you created, stream it for our professional events, and they've been reluctant to even do that.
They started 07 circuit by having a little like grassroots event that they got a venue for. It was a nice venue and everything, but there was no hype. So that was kind of their transition, was we can't have you on the pro circuit anymore, but we'll try to help you guys out. So, which was nice of them, but like I said, it just wasn't the same as having it on the pro circuit. It was
pretty sweet.
Really big difference.
They offered
the
to help.
chance for Smash to grow into something more, something mainstream and professional, seemed lost. In the wake of MLG's decision, the community pressed on, back into the underground world from which it had emerged.
A lot of times one champion is replaced by another. Ken was replaced by PC Chris, Korean DJ, and Mew2King all at the same time, which is kind of cool that it took three people to bring Ken down.
It looked like the stage was set for me, Korean DJ, Mew2King, and just like anyone else who was hungry enough to get up there.
The three players wrestled for dominance in Ken's absence. KDJ bested Mew2King at the MLG-sponsored Long Island event. Mew2King stopped KDJ at Cataclysm 3. In California, PC Chris defeated Mew2King at OC3, and Mew2King trounced PC at FC Diamond in Indiana. All three were, beyond question, the most fearsome players around, but the youngest of the trio seemed slightly different, a savant pursuing one thing above everything else: perfection.
Unless you're frame perfect 99 out of 100 times, you're not good enough. That's my mindset. That's what I tell myself. That's how I got good.
He's so into frames. He's so into the tiny little details. Just thinking about theories and logic and the steps.
I'll do like up air and fast fall like the next frame so that I can hit them just barely, but they can't hit me. And if somehow the up air misses, I get a double jump in air and stuff like that. I did that at MLG. I just trained like up 3 hours a day for like 2 weeks.
Everyone makes a joke that to be good, you have to like sit in your basement for hours on end, over and over again, until you finally have an understanding for the game. No one actually does it, except for Mew2King.
Try to be as perfect as possible, and if there's some area that's not perfect, it's like, how can I make this a little better?
Super Doodle Man and Mew2King with their frame data on get-up attacks, on moves being thrown out, distances on wave dashes and wave lands.
I spent like 2,000 hours on that shit, just double checking and triple checking just to make sure it was as absolutely accurate as I could possibly get it.
He's very focused on whatever his objective is, and it can work for and against him a lot of the times.
I beat Super Mario Bros. Original on NES. I beat it when I was 5. I made tons of like pixel art and stuff back then. It's just something I started once, so it's like, I'm gonna make a big maze. And literally 90% of it, I do line by line, pixel by pixel.
I don't know that he's ever confirmed, where he is on the autistic spectrum, whether he's got a little bit of Asperger's or not. I certainly don't want to make any judgments, but he's in that vein. He's in that Rain Man world. Mew2King can, in fact, recite many, many, many digits of pi, enough so that you have to tell him to stop when he's doing it. Mew2King lacks the ability to judge social clues. You get him in ridiculous situations sometimes. One time I lost my jacket at a tournament, and I went out to the lobby, and I found him sleeping in my jacket, and he didn't realize that it was weird. One time we were in a car together, and we made a joke about, get out of the car. And he opened the door and tried to leave while we were driving. I mean, I think he would have done it if we hadn't pulled him back in. I mean, he's a complete nutcase.
One time we went to a Massachusetts tournament, and I'm almost positive he just didn't understand the concept of paying for something in a store. So he walked into like a gas station and just took like a Mountain Dew and left. And And I was like, yeah, I'll just pay for that.
He might do things that offend people or things like that without knowing it, but he never means harm.
There was definitely things he would do that would rub people the wrong way, especially at that point.
People really, I think, dismissed him, if not outright disliked him, because I don't think he knew how to really express himself properly. But he wasn't good enough, and you got respect by being good.
There was like kind of two different camps, people that didn't really understand Mewtwo King, and then people that were like accepting and encouraging for him. And I think that kind of helps.
He honestly, back then, all he cared about was Melee. It was all Smash. So, like, any relationship I had with him was only involved playing video games, unfortunately. When he first started playing, he had a very robotic style. He only played by himself for his computer, so he wasn't really exposed to like just normal like play styles, like a thinking opponent, like who adapts and like tries to like read you. He's not used to that, so he struggled at first in the community, like playing wise.
He was a scrub.
He wasn't a natural by any means, but he had a work ethic at the time that was unmatched, and for most players still is unmatched.
It was, I think Melee FC 3 or 6. We actually found Mewtwo King 3 in the morning. He was still holding on to his controller, sleeping with it, and he was actually pressing the R and L buttons, like sleepwalking in his sleep. And we couldn't believe, we like poked him, he didn't wake up. It's not like he was faking it, he was dead asleep, but he was just still going at it.
They all said I sucked, and then I was like, well, I'll prove you wrong then. That just made me want to prove them wrong. At 05, Ken and Umbreon Mao, they both 4-stocked me. The next year, I beat Ken to 3 out of 5 set of Fox. The next year, I 3-stocked him in 3 different occasions in Martivis.
I'm a beast at Martitos, and he raped me consistently. He had to fight Wes, raped him. He had to fight PC Chris, destruction. When I saw that Marth, I was like, he's gonna be the best player in the world.
If I get a hit, I want to take it as far as possible.
It works, you know, the best possible method. This is what you do in every scenario.
The most fearsome player to know in a match.
Did it say it was Traphead? I think it did.
He just became amazing.
Unless I'm absolutely perfect, I'm not satisfied.
I wasn't around personally to see Ken's reign. Everyone said, you know, it was crazy how much better he was than everyone, but I seen Mewtwo King's reign, and Mewtwo King was just so much better than everyone. He just destroyed everybody. It was just crazy.
It was 1, 2, 3. That's it. The first stop gone. I just rage quit it. I said I couldn't do it.
People clean up after
He just couldn't do it.
They buy him food. They worship him. They used to food and give him the time of the day. But now that he's a god of this game, people will do anything that he wants. The power that he holds by being so excellent, have to respect it.
I'm like proof that a nobody can become #1.
In Melee, Mewtwo King was near perfect, but his obsession was for a game which it seemed would soon be made obsolete.
There's one more title I guess I should mention that will turn that fight into an absolute brawl.
Kirby looks exactly like the fucking guy. Story mode was dope. I can't deny that. I enjoyed it. Besides the maze at the end, it's kind of annoying, but I mean it's still a good story.
You just want something new.
Just didn't like how slow it was, but you know it was fixed. So with that, yeah.
It was like the new game to play.
Playing like Melee, it was a lot better. But you know, a lot of stuff happened. Yeah.
And trust me, it's the best Smash Brothers ever by far.
We drove to this like distant GameStop outside of Philadelphia because it's the only one that was doing a midnight release. We were so hyped, new characters. Melee was so good, so fast, so exciting. You know, it's gonna be part 2. We had the fest at my place, at my apartment. We had about 4 setups. We're playing it. And we're playing it. We're playing it.
That's
It didn't wow me like right off the bat, and I was kind of worried about that. At least from a more Melee perspective.
It was so slow, not what we expected at all.
We tried to make it fun, I guess, but after a while, after a few months, it became clear that like the engine was just designed to really, really reward defensive play.
There's just like little room for like combos, like exciting match play, whereas it's more like just like who gets hit less.
Everything that made Melee great, the combo system with hit stun, the various movement options, it had all been lost in translation.
A lot of them felt like Brawl was intentionally made to not be a competitive game, which is true.
This is going to be a direct shout out to Sakurai, but gaming got to where it is today because of its hardcore competitive audience that it was
sure, there's no
10 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't
there's a place where I
the fact that
could roller skate and play on those.
companies are trying to
In a little city I used
increase
to
a
live in, a
wider
little
audience.
town,
But at
whatever
the same
you call it.
time, I feel like Nintendo this time pushed
They
it
shut
too
it down
far.
though.
They like cut out their competitive audience. In Sakurai's interviews where he says like he wants everyone to win, I cannot understand that mindset because Melee was so popular and still is because
Still is
it
till
had
this
the
day.
duality of being able to be played as a party game and as a competitive game. I
Yeah.
don't understand the reason for just eliminating
We
that.
casually play it and competitively.
Nevertheless,
but
people still develop.
I don't really think I'm good competitively, but I
There
try to
is
play
such a
it.
scene for Brawl still
Definitely
because
good.
of Melee, and because
Absolutely.
Melee was so competitive, people wanted to make Brawl just as competitive, and you can, just not, it's not pretty. I'd say like summer of that year, not even too long after its release, that's when most people started to realize, at least people that had gone to Melee tournaments, that this is not a legit game for tournaments, so that's about when I stopped.
Brawl cleaved the community in two and seemed to mark the end of the road for some of Melee's elite.
I kind of got into Brawl for a little while, and that didn't last very long. And I didn't look to Melee to go back. I just honestly thought I was going to quit there. I was just like, well, you know, like I had my moment in Melee. Like I had fun with it. I'll still play it, like with my friends, but like it's not going to be a big part of my life anymore.
Towards my later years in college, it was just incredibly difficult to have the same kind of lifestyle. When Brawl came out too was really what set the nail for my hiatus.
But for Mewtwo King, Brawl was a chance to keep going with competitive gaming and get a jump on the competition.
So I just try to get really ahead of the curve, so that way I can like make a lot of money and make a name for myself even more and just have fun with everything.
That shit's stupid. I'm pretty sure that still works in
I
the
have fun
game.
playing my knight because he's fast and I like combos.
Like off the top of the
like
screen.
only other character. I just try to figure out
Blast.
everything really fast.
Playing both Brawl and Melee at the same time competitively is very difficult because they're two different games.
At some point in 08, I was actually like top #1 in both games.
As a
After MLG, Melee found a temporary home in the lineup of Evolution, the premier fighting game tournament in the United States. The professional setting and first place prize brought a familiar face out of retirement for one last tournament.
Third place was good enough for me. Like I wanted to go out with a bang. I wanted first place. I signed up for Evo, and I trained my ass off.
For Mewtwo King, a focused Ken would be the man to beat at Evo. But before he could take him on, he found himself facing off against a Melee newcomer and his stubborn Jigglypuff.
this has to be Mango. Yeah, it's Mango.
I remember Hugs talking to me about, like, I went to a California tournament and I was like, yo, who should I watch out for? And he's like, you don't know who he is, but you need to watch out for this guy, Mango. Like, he might not beat you, but he's getting good and he's improving so fast. And he's like, he's just sick with Jigglypuff, like, better than anyone you've ever seen with Jigglypuff. And I'm like, wow. Usually when you ask something, they're like, oh, watch out for this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, he, like, went out of his way to warn me about Mango. So I was like, this guy must be legit.
Well, when Mango came on the scene, I was already on my way out. I was already a little too old, and I was already not quite good enough, and blah, 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 blah. So I was able to view it kind of on the outside. He was a hurricane force, and when he beat Mewtwo everyone said that it was a fluke, including myself. I thought, it was middle of the night, and he was on West Coast time, and let's just Jigglypuff, please, that's not a real character, et cetera, et cetera. And I made a lot of excuses, and then Mango continued to win tournaments.
Wasn't this like his best tournament at the time? Round 3.
Mewtwo King is good at finding like the best options for a situation, which can lock him into a bad mindset of best option all the time. Mango knows Mewtwo King wants the best option, so he says you just do stupid things that shouldn't work. Basically, you approach him in weird what he says it's like you do weird stuff. He doesn't know what to do. He's not saying, okay, I'm going to wait for, half a second, then run up and grab you, then up throw you. No, he says, I'm going to wait, and you're going to do this. You're going to roll because I'm forcing my will on you. It's a very typical West Coast player mentality. They're not really interested in dissecting the game so much as they are playing it and learning how to manipulate their opponent really well. Whereas Mewtwo King is just figuring out how to abuse the game as hard as he can.
Mango combo!
He's a robot. He's really good. His combos are amazing. But once you get in his head, it's downhill for Mewtwo King.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Jigglypuff Ditto.
It's boxing.
Go for checks, Mango.
It's cool.
So much of Mewtwo King's identity came from being a god at the game. So on comes Mango, his kryptonite, and when Mango beat him in those awful, horrendous, embarrassing Jigglypuff Dittos, I think it changed him forever.
Oh, that was still Mewtwo King by Xbox right there?
Real world kind of way.
Oh, I was surprised. I thought it was.
It's like something broke in his brain, and he forever has a
My bad.
like where
My
he
B.
can't beat him, and it's a shame. And you see just the frustration in losing to him.
Mewtwo King did play a lot of different characters. He played Fox, Marth, Puff, Peach. I don't think he kept on to Peach, but yeah.
He loses one match or two matches and that's it. He's done for the tournament. He can't bounce back from it. He's not like a Ken or a Chuda. He doesn't like the adversity. He doesn't like being cheered against. He doesn't like not understanding what's going on. And those things there, I really saw frustration and anger in him. It used to be everyone rooted for Mewtwo King, and then by the end people were rooting against him, and then to see him fall to Mango was very heartbreaking for me. It's very sad.
I have like depression problems. Like when I'm like not playing good in a day or just feeling down for whatever reason, I just get depressed, and then it's a really big problem I have. I just get depressed, and then I just like don't feel like playing anymore. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a genre, but it's like it's also the truth. No one wants to win. It's like I feel like I have no friends. I feel like I'm the enemy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a big pussy, but I mean, what I'm saying is also true. I actually think it's both.
Even as we still decided to stick with the Melee, not all of us did. Numbers were starting to wane. These events used to be like 40, 50 people in the tri-state region, starting to dim down like 20. And you're really concerned, like, is this the end? Melee looked like it was on its death throes. And it's like, let's just do one more, as farewell.
AKA Olive Carnation.
Wrong.
That's the boy.
Right early, Melee.
Right early. Rob,
I came a little late because, I had the females here setting up.
Yeah,
Starts at 12.
Who's interested? And then it was a waterfall.
I wish I could experience this shit. I would have known about it.
South, Hungry Box, Shiz, and then,
It's so
Mango,
sick,
still at
dude.
with Mewtwo King. You have this mix of all generations.
I wouldn't
of
even
games.
cared about like
Guys
newer
like
gen
Korean DJ,
consoles.
Shootout,
To be real,
PC, teaming with Mango,
GameCube was my
Mewtwo
favorite
King was
console.
the bridge between those generations. There was nothing like it. I went
64
from
was
studying
dope
these guys on the hub,
as well,
being
but-
there, playing them in friendlies, and asking them directly. I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Genesis used to be dope to me too.
At that point in my
Super
Smash
Nintendo
career,
was dope.
I kind of had said, okay, I made out a bracket.
Mario
I
World
left
was
me
like one of my
behind.
favorite
I go
games.
back to where I started, back to Street Fighter, Virtua Fighter. And then match 4 happened.
Stay marked, you son of a bitch.
Without that set, I probably wouldn't be in this chair right now.
Alright, what stage are we thinking? Is he going back to the stadium? Oh, my random. Keeping him as mark? I don't know.
Shiz would be like a Carl Malone, someone who was extremely solid. Might not have won the big one, but people definitely know that name. And MPK at the time was kind of Jordan-esque.
I don't know what the hell's happening. Why wouldn't he be?
Shiz was the one that everyone was screaming for and wanted to see advance. I was a Falco main, and Shiz is just pushing the brink of anything I'd ever seen before.
My ear hurts. What is going on? Hey boys, always are up smash. Dead. Mr. Shiz Wiz.
I just remember my doubles partner, Can I Smash, is standing next to me, screaming his lungs out, saying, I don't care anymore, I'm maining Falco after this.
PC.
Felt like a lot of times he would defeat himself. If the crowd's not behind him, if he's being cheered against, if he suicides.
Whoever the fuck said that set in Florida was the best match ever, you were sadly mistaken.
It's over. We're going to game 5. Shiz just has this in control.
Yeah, I played Nintendo a lot. Melee. Yeah, about that. Oh yeah, Star 64. I've definitely played Melee. This one's kid since I was like 9 on it. I mean, yeah, I started out with 64. I used to play that upside down too. I don't know how. Probably couldn't do that anymore, but I can really still do it with the GameCube controller. I've watched it, but it's been a while since I've actually watched the documentary.
You make one mistake.
I needed to play soon. My bad. I was focused on this, so I have it full screen just on my
Match 4 became the most watched
laptop. Oh, this isn't even my computer chair, but oh yeah, seems like it's a computer chair actually.
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah, I don't know what kind it is,
but recover, where most players just mentally would have been crushed.
We need to play soon. Hey, you need to teach me how to do the recommended streamer thing or something, so I can put you on there.
That a lot of people would have gotten to know him, possibly because of the social barrier between him and other people. But I think he's made real friends that he's been able to hang out
Dude,
with.
it's not even 12 p.m. yet for me, dude.
Good at the game, not because he played it, because he was good at it. Because there was a
He started hanging out with us. We We actually like got him to drink, and like I don't know, we just talk, like just to hang out, not play Smash, not talk about Smash.
Over the years, I must say that he's changed for the better.
He's always trying to.
Shit, we about to watch all this shit.
I mean, if you
Fuck
compare, if you talk to M2K now versus 5 years ago, he's way more personable. He's definitely improved in that respect. So
I feel like the Smash community kind of helped him a little bit, in terms of like if he was playing an online game.
Was pretty easy. My bad.
Communication, like when you're talking and developing real relationships, that definitely helps out. Like he's gotten plenty of friends that helped him. Like,
setting up the
the person he is now.
You're probably talking about me setting up the recommended channel thing when I'm offline. Look at him. Olive 2K. And 2K and Armada show.
Do we have to go there? I don't know what players we're going to play.
Well, I'm not used to stuff like that, so I honestly didn't stream consistently, but kind of trying to start to now, so Melee and like watching Melee stuff, so yeah. I would like to put you on that, even if it's no one else. Probably put like you and like Chillin' Dude or something. Mango. And this other guy I know, like JSF.
Balls out, the most aggressive player you're ever going to play.
You watch him play, and it's like, oh god, this guy's the truth.
He hates personally playing Hungry Bucks because you have to play a certain style.
I got good using gimmicks.
There's always been like a little rivalry between the two, and I think it comes down to Puff.
He is gonna need to collect himself.
Gets him with a down air. Dark wins game 2.
How will I react if I win? And how will that feel like if I lose?
Dark Rain. Got a bullshit ad for a little bit. A few seconds. And then it's gone.
Didn't sleep well last night.
You got some sleep?
Yeah. Had some nightmares. About things going wrong. I don't usually have things like that, so it wasn't usual. But I'm sure it'll be fine.
This will work because for singles, you only need 2.
Right,
But it's when we go to teams, can we fit 4 here?
Well, actually, hold the phone.
He's not going to be connected to this table, right? No, he should just need one system set up.
Where are we going to set up check-in?
We're going to set equipment check-in up to the front desk, and that's going to be Iggy. So, Iggy, let's get you going. Okay.
You're registered for Melee Singles, your new levels, your teammate is
doesn't matter how much he's getting messed up or how stupid it is, he always does that. The way I would play is I would try to, you know, find your habits and find out where you're predictable and exploit that and this and that. He doesn't seem to have any patterns or habits that I could ever pick up on, and I was good at that too.
He would talk about having a notebook in his head, and he would just write down every little crazy thing that he would see. And I don't mean like crazy combos, like just crazy little aspects, like how a combo will work at certain percents and how certain things won't work. And he would talk about that, and we would always just kind of laugh at him or whatever. But then you would see him play a match, and we would see something like happen, something like just like you'll see him play today. You'll see him, he'll do the craziest combo that wouldn't even make sense. You wouldn't think it would work, and he just knows it'll work. It's not something that can really be explained or learned, I don't think. It's just something that kind of happens. And it's just something that only happened to him. That's why he hates personally playing Hungry Bucks, because if he isn't playing his not his best, but he has to be playing.
I think I added you.
He can't just wing it against Hungry Bucks because you have to play a certain style. He makes you play his game. That's what makes him so good. He makes you play his rules, because if you don't, he's there. He's figured out an option for
I don't care about Smash Gamer. I still support people.
You out, but that's not Mango's game.
That's been cool with me or whatever, so I don't mind.
Trying to fight him, and I think it's ridiculous.
You're one of the coolest streamers I've met playing against in Smash, so
But I don't even do that. I don't run from people like that.
I don't mind.
You saying you go in the hole? You think anybody's gonna be any problems? Or you taking this free?
Well, Mr. Mango over here.
But yeah,
he's a really,
I get what you mean.
really great player.
Shit, you never know. We might become big ass streamers.
There was a point in my Smash career where I really hated that guy. Really disliked him. I wouldn't even talk to him. Wouldn't look at him. Just wouldn't even talk to me like anything. We would barely shake hands after a match. My lifestyle and his lifestyle just are different things. And to the best of both of us.
Before we get started, just want to talk through a few things. I'll try to get as brief as possible. First of all, general conduct. I know I don't need to talk about this, but please, while you're in the venue, while you're in the hotel, be respectful of yourselves and other people around you. Make sure you're just upholding the standards of the community, making this into a place that we can be proud of, and making this.
Maybe, but I'm not banking on it, at least for me. Well, whenever cut yourself short.
Smash, and they want to play Smash. I'm like, oh, cool, we're really good at that game. I'm like, yeah.
Don't ever doubt yourself. You never know. And the new doc, what, like the remastered version? Or what new doc?
I don't care.
I don't think so.
Girls already to go all far to go find his friend, and
if not,
it's taking me like 2 houses down. He comes out, probably the same thing he wears now, freaking basketball shorts and a tank top. After that, it was just kind of like a small rivalry. We always have that competitive feeling. I don't know if that's just natural for anybody or just being
we got some curly ass hair.
We had that competitive spirit.
Curly hair.
I figured out throw up air. He found
out metagame?
DI first. I didn't want to DI. We kind of figured out little things, and we just kept pushing ahead of each other until eventually at one point he just started.
Or send like the preview to it. It might have just been like a preview or like the first episode or something. I don't know the first episode. I feel like I seen something called preview, like metagame preview or something like that.
Knew he was going to be the best at some point, just the way he was progressing.
I believe it was Pound 3 when Mango decided that I'm going to lose in winner's bracket. You give me every single big
Mango as in PC
it's not a question. I got it. It's easy.
Pound 3 is like my favorite moment like ever. That was so good.
Mango took that tournament to the bank, but he talked about Pound 3 for at least 2 years.
He just,
yeah,
even like he raped me.
I'm gonna watch
pick them apart, and
True Ash documentary part, like from his channel.
He just kind of tore him down.
And I'm gonna watch.
He's got no jaw, so like if you hit him once or throw something at him, we just never know.
I don't know what else I'm gonna watch that. Oh yeah. From from East Point Pictures, I think it's called. I'm also going to watch like the full wife and chillin' interviews.
Get into someone's head. He got into my head.
Is what I plan on.
For a while, so yeah.
But I'll probably watch it still anyway. Can't be that bad.
They made a South Park parody. You know that episode where they're watching Indiana Jones get raped?
Come on, squeal!
What the
Pretty much the kids in the theater watching that, except they replaced the footage with Mango, I guess, raping Mewtwo King.
I haven't seen that shit in forever, or South Park. Bubble Town 3.
Jigglypuff, how many people are honestly familiar with that matchup? Is it the character? And in time, we knew, no, it's not the character.
The big thing for me was when he switched to Falco. Because people were just like, oh, it's just Jigs, it's a one-trick pony. And then he came back and he was like, no, I can do this.
Alright, Darwin.
He showed it.
Pretty sure I added you to my shit. Enjoy work. Have a good day. I'll try and enjoy this. Let me know when we can play. We got each other on Discord, so get a hold of me. I'm down to play a lot if you are. Stream it while we play. I don't mind if I get destroyed. But for real. Let me know. Have a good day. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. Take it easy. And I will, after I check out the shit to do at the dock first, I will. For sure.
13 years old, playing my Game Boy Advance. I love that. My Game Boy Advance was my killer app system. I love that system. I'd get good grades in school, and then like my mom would buy me the games that I wanted, and I would beat it all 100%. I wanted to get every single achievement because that's how I played. I was, hardcore, right? Whatever it's called. But I'm like, yeah, this is really fun. I like beating games. And then I saw Melee. I had Melee, and I thought, how can I beat this 100%? And it's like, oh, get all the trophies. Eventually, I got through every single trophy except one. So I remember back to my Pokemon card days. Back when I was like 9 years old. Jigglypuff, rest. You restore HP. I'm like, that's it. Her downbeat does nothing. I must restore HP. This move made the opponent explode off the stage. I'm like, that is incredible. I just picked up Jigglypuff with a puff tag, started beating everyone with rest and stuff. I developed my playstyle with it, my spacing and everything. And from there, you just go to more tournaments. Eventually, I started going out of state, a national, and Mewtwo King came in, and I was like, whoa, Mewtwo King. I mean, of course. Everyone who sees Mewtwo King for the first time is kind of surprised at what he's like. But anyway, they put me into crew battles with him, and I beat Mewtwo King in crew battles. And at that point, I had this strange confidence. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. Getting the crowd all hyped and stuff. This is when people still cheer for me. That's not the same anymore. I got good.
The driver just said boo. Was that Giraffe?
People get frustrated a lot, and I really, it's not like winning's fun all the time. When you see your friends get frustrated, and it's like, I don't want to play this anymore, let's go play ping pong or something, Even my very first tournament win, out of state in Georgia, even then, people already didn't want me to win. I was like, is this really happening? Florida was cheering against me. All I can say is that I'm used to it, and I know there still are some people who, even though they're frustrated by it and annoyed by it, I know the fact that they do think well of me.
Zelda's not gonna be able to catch him, but he did get him there. 85% death.
Oh wow, good spacing.
Oh, easy.
Oh, attack! That's a very good mind game.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is where the matchup flips around.
A great read by Dark Green.
Oh, he just goes in with the knee.
What moves? Reverse knee, and that's death. That's poor DI. England very salty.
One
thing we're noticing right now is he's stumping a lot.
That was an interesting forward B.
Write that down, man.
Really strong. You think Mango will go Captain Falcon?
Imagine if I still got the extra jump and ultimate.
Oh my goodness.
You know how much people would fucking hate them? You know, a lot of people are more OP.
Hungrybox just a really strong play there.
Pretty sure it was Kage destroyed Eichelman, because what's his name that show up? They didn't play. Was it Bizarro? Or no, it was Bizarro versus Eichelman, because Kage didn't come. Yeah. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've watched shit, to be real.
The Falcon Punch land and Mango wins.
Mango.
Mango. Mango. Probably are. Probably are.
He's.
When we go to Vegas, he goes there ready to die.
You have to be like, that's just the kind of, it's just like all this, we gotta go, like we got things to do, we gotta move forward, and if we do it, we're gonna do it right, and we're gonna do it hard. I'm pretty sure I've almost died like twice. I got this lip ring when I was passed out in Vegas. I've been arrested almost like 8 times, just because I'm always talking smack to the cops. Like, I never back down, dude. I'm reckless, I don't know.
Nothing never back down, dude. Hey, that's cool. Hold back down.
He just spanked me so hard. Just like didn't even try. I mean, he still doesn't even try. He was like making fun of me too. Like, why'd you take me to Fountain of Dreams? Come on, dude. What? Oh my God. I'm just like, I don't even know what to think. Like, it's the first time I met Mango. I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy's a dick.
His humor is so asshole-ish. And people still, you know, they like him. He's a people person. He just goes out and people just like being around him.
Even if they're like suit and tie type of people or this and that, he'll show up looking like a gangly little kid, like messed up beard, dumbass shirt, and end up working out.
It's crazy seeing him because, you know, some people get offended by his humor so much like, online. Like, I remember Florida, it was a tournament, it was a small gigabytes tournament. So he went into their thread like just talking shit, saying all you guys suck, I'm gonna come rape all you guys and yada yada. And like I remember Lamb Chop saying like, yo, you're not gonna come in here to our state talking like that, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. And we get to Florida and everybody loves him.
Like, once you get to know him, if you get close enough to him, then he'll love you. I mean, it's kind of like that love-hate though, you know, like it's tough love.
Kind of like a kid, but not a kid, just doing things at his own pace, and his pace is pretty crazy. Hungrybox might not have had the best time.
World's best player. This happens every time. Barely stand up. Poor guy.
We also have over here, Chillin' and Mango against Max and Bro.
Fuck you!
Over there, last match of the night.
Yeah, get hype. You heard Chillin'?
You guys won, right? But in terms of lifestyles, I'm not one to judge. I don't think anyone is. Who's, you know, yeah, he drinks. For a lot of people do.
Kiss Prime is the best tournament host of all time. That also rhymes. But also, Mango needs to find his controller. I found my controller.
I may
not want Mango without
capricious as he is, but I plan things better. I'm going to school now. I'm getting my degree in chemical engineering. I'm getting good grades. He's a sprinter. I'm a marathon runner. You know, same as Smash Bros. He just immediately short run, crazy, innovative things. I look back at what I am good at.
Was one of his fingernails painted?
Now that you're warmed up a little bit, teams does warm you up.
3 years before.
People, Hungrybox is right here, but anyway, we'll get back to him. Anyway, top 10 people since there's so many good people here.
Me at Hope. You got PC, Future King. You got Shizwiz over there. You got this fag right here. He plays so gay. Gayer than Mango. No, I don't play gay.
He doesn't play gay.
Do you ever think about like the terminology that we use as smashers?
Oh, yeah, it's a habit. It's a bad habit, like saying rape and stuff. Can you even take me seriously when I say that? Come on, it's just.
It's about a game, but you know, things change. You can't say anything about like, you know,
I have a real problem when people use gay as our derogatory term. I've had really traumatic
people get offended by that. See, even back then, really, it's worse now. So, like growing up for me, like, not trying to sound fucked up, but gay meant dumb.
Which admittedly I
when I was a kid.
Probably still am to some extent.
Gay didn't even mean
call me a nigger, and then a black guy to call me a nigger. Like, you know, it should be the same thing. It shouldn't be like, oh,
he could call me a nigger, but you can't, you know?
People like codifying me as a sexual minority like as a negative. That's really disheartening, especially when gamers as a whole are generally more like progressive because we're all sort of weird.
You're not helping girls get into the gaming community at all by using terminology like rape.
As far as
milk tea is
rape goes, like that's one of the things I catch myself saying a lot. It's kind of like retarded. Like it's something that I don't really tend to say because it's kind of downplaying the traumatic effects of natural rape.
I grew up saying that, and
as if we're going to categorize it, which is more offensive and more
I was say that
To
earlier.
me, it's just perception. Like, you know, those old sayings like, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones or whatever, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, if you let it hurt you,
Can't do it
you know,
anymore.
it's kind of your own fault because
That's not how a lot of people see it
feel a
in
certain
the
way
West.
about certain words.
It's
But I
changed.
guarantee if everybody was brought up a different way, words with me have different meanings.
Yeah, I do agree. Shit's changed. A lot of people don't know.
No, I don't play game.
He doesn't play game. He does high risk, high reward.
Doing that shit.
High risk, high reward.
All every other puff cancel it.
Not have a problem with anyone or they believe in
And I think it
not
comes down
same
to
sex or what.
He was the first
That's you guys. Shit, I'm not gonna judge you for it. You like what you
Win a
like.
big tournament, first puff to beat a lot of the
No
big
point
East
in
Coast
judging
players,
people.
especially Music King, because Music King, you know, was
I
the
judge
king
a lot
for
my whole life. I
a
don't
long
judge people.
time.
Fuck that. That's
Hungry
that.
Bucks
That's
comes
that
and does the same
bullshit. It's
thing
lame as
with
fuck.
almost, like, it looked like not even half the effort of what Mango did.
Whatever you
And I
do
think
with your
that
life,
really
don't let people judge
I don't
you.
want to say offended, but it kind
Or
of
they'll
did.
get the
It wasn't
best
even
of
that he
you,
was better than
especially if you
Mango.
let it
He
get
just
to
kind
you.
of figured his trick out, and I mean, it was just so simple.
His rancor comes from you play a very, very defensive or campy play style that I'm not really a big fan of. That's not how I like to play the game or how I like to see the game being played.
Mango stopped playing Puff, and I'm sure there was all kinds of Hungrybox fans saying Hungrybox is probably better. Hungrybox, you know, he gets results, yada yada. And Mango just didn't like that. Mango was the Puff player, and Mango is a very, very prideful person. Me growing up with him, I know that probably better than anyone. He is about pride. Hungrybox goes for those results. He goes for those wins. That's his own pride. He likes getting that win, you know. And that's probably the way it is for a lot of people. But for Mango, it's different. Mango likes just showing how good he is. Even if he loses, if he shows how good he is, then he's happy. And that's why Mango can generally lose to Hungrybox, because he doesn't want to play that game. And you know, I mean, Hungrybox can be happy about the win. You know, he got the win. He's gotten it a couple times on Mango, but it's like not to John for Mango. It's his own stupidity. He's better than that. He's a lot better than that. Because players like that, like I said, they make you play their game, and Mango refuses to 100% do that. And if he did, I don't think he would be losing Hungrybox. But I mean, what can you do? It's Mango.
Let's see what I can see. Day 3. On the Green Bay chillin'.
I thought Mango was going to go Puff for a second there. He had his cursor on her.
All right, we're up. Doubles. Chillin' Dude goes hard right towards DOH, wants to start shutting him down, and I think he really wants to split it up so that Hungrybox can pick up Mango, but instead he ends up getting the rest of DOH.
That took 10 seconds already, and HBox is already...
HBox is doing work. He wants all the monies.
Wow.
And he gets opened up by Chillin' Dude, and he doesn't
Mango has...
See, DOH shouldn't give up. Mango shouldn't give up. But he's probably fucking agitated, like furious.
And
Matter and fuck.
he is gonna need to collect himself.
He's like, fuck this. I'm getting my zone. Just
People
shoot
don't realize how hard it
shit
is
the
to play
other.
on Hangover. It is extremely hard. I've only done it
Oh,
once.
hell no. I can't play on
absolutely
Hangover.
rocked. If you watch day 1 of Genesis, the crew battle, where Hungrybox rocked me, I was hungover that day. And it was like the end of the day. And you know, you'd think I would have like a clean 8 hours to sober up or whatever, get off the hangover. But no. I've seen him. He'll drink till he passes out, blacks out. And I've never gotten that drunk. And like, he does
Get
that constantly.
super fucked up, man. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's been fucking 8 hours or not. You got super fucked up. Oh, dude, you still feel that shit for hours.
Hungrybox's survival is the key.
Especially being dehydrated.
He cannot afford to die. As they are, it's significantly more
Mango
believable.
with a big mistake, almost dying
Oh,
for
and
it.
a crazy pinball bounce on DOH. He gets the
looks like
dash
he got
attack. Gimp, he doesn't get the edge. Chillin's still in it.
Hungrybox with the save with that down air. He gets Mango right out of the air. Great job. That could have been
And the
pretty bad.
bomb! He no.
Oh, wait. Nice forward air. This is still possible for DOH here.
Can he win the 2v1? He just needs to pick up a good
Let's go, DOH. Let's go, DOH.
Doubles! Wins the 2v1.
He said, let's go, bitch.
A magnificent work from DOH, bringing it home for Mango.
That was dope.
We're gonna relaunch with singles here very soon.
Mango looks like green. Okay. Kage, Aspat, Axe, Darkrai, Mango, H-Box. I think Axe. I think those are the people I've seen. I think I hacked his name for a second. That was Young Hacks. Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Hacks.
Encapsulate the
Someone said Axe.
the feeling behind it.
Axe is cool though. Don't know much about them, but yeah.
You have Kage with Ganon.
Yeah, them. Like that. I don't know who they are as real people, but they seem cool.
Doesn't go to too many events nowadays. He's still just such a strong player, period. People shouldn't be surprised with how he performs.
The arena is wrapped. Everybody is watching this. They aren't turning to watch other pools. There are a couple jerks over there in the corner playing friendlies. They don't matter.
I know they played earlier, and Mango decided to
What's that wobbles?
and he's going to it. He's going to it. You can hear the cheers in the crowd.
I'm about as excited as it can be.
So they've struck to Dreamland, a very good Falcon stage. Very good for this Ditto right here.
A lot of room, and Mango player 1, Darkrai.
Darkrai as usual, black, and player 4.
Gets out of the Mango pressure, nice spacing, weaves around him, gets back to center stage. Mango clipping him, gets the throw. Does he follow him? He does not, anticipates a tech in place. Darkrai tries to go for the jab, regrab, doesn't quite work. Mango jumps out, goes for the down air. These guys are smart. They aren't reading each other's techs yet, neither of them have picked up. And Darkrai, he sees through the up air, but then he fast falls after the air dodge.
Oh, Mango stage spikes him with a back air.
Could have survived, could have extended it, but he just didn't believe it would happen.
Falconville.
Reading.
Oh, it gets Mango off there. Gets him with a down air. Darkrai wins game 2. Oh, Mango going right at him this time.
And, ooh, Darkrai picking up good up airs, but not quite able to link it into something solid.
Oh, big knee. Another knee.
Into knee. The greatest combo. And into knee. Decides to go for the grab. He's on his shield.
Oh, wow. Great read by Darkrai.
Knee to the groin. That's
And
not your
another one.
purse. That doesn't belong to you.
Power shields at neutral air. Gets the gentleman, but Mango crouch cancels into a down tilt. He's going to get him
Excellent
there.
read on the tech chase. They call this combo video Mind Reader for a reason. He does it again. He does not care what Mango thinks.
Mango hits him with the backer. Hits the raptor with shielded. He's going to kill him right there.
Combo Darkrai takes it. He's up 3 stock to 1. 55% Mango kills
Mango
himself.
quits on that match. Concedes to Darkrai. Amazing stuff.
You won't see him in his full potential unless you're like playing in the room and you make him mad. You make him mad, he'll go all out.
And right now, Mango is getting booed by the crowd.
He flips them off for good measure. They go right back to Dreamland. Last time this happened.
This is pride.
Mango has this grasp that can't be taught. It's not something that comes with time. It's something you have to be born with.
Mango is awake right now.
How does he think so differently about this game? And I just don't know.
He is the natural.
Even
even I wanted him to win when I'm staying with someone else.
Mango gets the final knee, puts
An
the final
incredible series of
nail.
Falcon Dittos.
Oh my God.
Absolutely nuts.
And two of the sets people will remember from this weekend are the two sets that these guys played.
He's completely ripped it open, right? He's already there. He is the new Deep, right? That is great. That is art in another self, watching someone like Mango be so willing, so doing such risky things and technical things, and being consistently like proven that he can do it every single time. It's like, wow. I have full respect for him as a player. Oh yeah. I don't know if he doesn't like me, but as far as I can tell, I think we're on better terms now. I can understand if he still doesn't, appreciate me as a player, because I understand where he's coming from. I do. The way I play is very frustrating, but I have nothing but the utmost respect for him, because he's taking the game to a new level, and I can't really be mad at someone who's done that to the game I love so much.
That's that last stock. Not likely to get a gimp, but he
almost.
gets that serious combo. Kel's really showing that he's got good out of shield shine. Mango's saying he doesn't care.
Hungrybox is probably the scariest edge guarder of Spacies there is.
Forward smash is the other way, and somehow it makes him.
I do seem real respectful about it.
And up throw rest to finish out the set. Great job by Hungrybox.
Hungrybox is like.
Forward smash. Axe takes third place. FC 10.
What will happen in the next minute? How will I react if I win? And how will that feel like if I lose? It's like riding a bike for the first time and realizing you're finally getting it, or just falling off and getting more hurt than you ever have.
The Kishes have been running a really tight ship here. I have no doubt that they've been tracking the pool's results and making sure that things happened the way they did. I don't believe it is a coincidence whatsoever that the match for third and fourth place just happened.
Absolutely.
And we're about to get the match for first and second.
Absolutely. They've been really smart in choosing their matches. And here we go. Grand finals.
Mango Fox, always a favorite against floaties. Always uses it against Hungrybox. Hungrybox, excellent at the Fox matchup. Mango, excellent at the everybody matchup.
Exactly.
Excellent crouch cancel tech.
Oh, misses
and
it.
Misses the rest.
Hits him with a forward smash instead. Knew it was up smash wasn't going to kill. Decided to keep him nearby.
It was entirely possible. That's what he wanted to do. Mango's one of the few people, one of the few Foxes that can connect with up throw up air against Hungrybox. He gets the timing right, and he accounts for the possibility of that smash DI when he positions it. His shield pressure is insane. Back air shine, back air shine.
Slowly whittling down that shield, trying to get Jigglypuff's ears or whatever gets exposed under that. Gets him again.
It's another
stock.
And this time he has the boost of that other platform. There are a lot of cases where Mango would say, no, I'm not going to use just the most efficient option, but he hates fighting Jigglypuff. And he really doesn't, he's not a fan of H-Box.
That's good.
So he's willing to make the exception just because of stuff like that. Even though, funny story, he used to do it to people all the time.
Exactly, I was about to say. That's the irony.
He started as a puff.
Oh, he gets Mango off stage, but Mango keeps himself close to the ledge. Gets the back air. That should be the stock. Mango with a pretty dominating performance for game one.
Mango gets the neutral air. He's always just that little bit faster with his aerials than other players. That's how, when he played Axe, he was able to interrupt so much of his Pika stuff compared to SFAT, who got hit by most of it. It's just that Mango thing. Mango might have lived, but he wouldn't have been back in time. And there we go.
H-Box.
That's the puff stuff that Hungrybox is needing.
Uh-oh.
And
I thought he was going to try to grab him there.
Right now, Mango's in that mode. He doesn't know where H-Box goes right now. He's going to try and hunt him down. He wants him dead.
Oh, went for the
Not finish this right now.
With another up air. Nice rest by Hungrybox.
That really good user action.
And because he's so prepared,
Alright, we're pausing this. BRB. Alright, I'm back. I'll just plug this charger in real quick. Alright, we're back in business.
Final destination.
Sorry.
H-Box does a jab there, which really surprises me. He's messing up right now on his execution.
Nice back air from him. That slight up angle sends Fox straight into the Puff back air. And then Puff right into the Fox back air.
H-Box has been doing some really strange things. He whiffed 2 up smashes straight, immediately got punished for it. And for some reason, he tried to grab Mango while Mango was jumping around 3 times straight.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on with H-Box right now.
He might be having finger flubs, or he's just really, he's just panicking.
It looks like it right now. Honestly, it does. And Mango is at tournament point right now. If he takes this, he's the champion.
But he's just demonstrating he knows where to put his aerials so that Hungrybox crashes into him, and he knows how to weave around Hungrybox's typical style of spacing.
And he manages to get him with that again. I honestly thought Battlefield was a great stage for Mango in their first game. I'm not sure about this counter pick.
Needs to keep his face to the center of the stage, but he needs to have his hits going.
Oh! He didn't get the jump to get the second aerial.
It's entirely possible it wouldn't have connected, but the mistake definitely
he
there.
gets him. Oh, the Mango head landed on the stage. Gets him again.
All the right up B, all the right ways to follow his up B. Mango gets a little turnaround, and now it's at a point where it's absolutely anybody's game. No clear advantage.
H-Box is back off the stage. He's trying to recover here. Mango misses with the back air. H-Box catches him.
Oh, a sudden forward knee. He doesn't hesitate to do those. And he's going out there to pick up a shine spike, even though he doesn't really need to do that.
Oh, misses that up smash. Gets him with the back air. Mango does it. Mango is crowned the champion of Melee FC here in South Bend, Indiana. Mango manages to defeat Hungrybox.
Disappointed look on his face. Really downcast.
Wow. He's...
Congratulations to Mango, champion of FC Legacy.
There's us 2. That was the last day of the event, I'm pretty sure. And they told everyone to clear the venue, get out of the venue, and go into this field. It's huge open field. Weather was beautiful also. California, great weather. I'm jealous of California. And
we got some finish this today, you guys.
Important. And well, it's kind of important because people are playing tag. Right?
Fuck it.
Tag, running around because we had nothing better to do, right?
We'll do that.
Like 400 people outside. And at one point, I got outside, and I walked up to Mango, and the whole crowd's going, "Oh!" Everyone's like, "What's going on?" So I tag him, but he's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But you know, I'm getting into the physical, like we're like moving around, we're having fun. Let's play a game.
Ben! There goes Ben!
My God.
And just a stampede of Melee players, intertwined with Brawl players, intertwined with spectators, just not knowing what's going on but having a blast because of it. And see, that was great. Like, how nice is that to, you know, finally put the controller down and really show, like, hey, we're all human beings and we're all good people too. Good people who know how to have fun.
Fuck yeah, I know how to fun, dude. I know how to fun.
While I was just looking at the game unfolding, I looked around and, you know, I see people smashing with their friends, you know. These guys, some guys carpooled here, some guys flew here. You know, together, they're sitting down eating some Chipotle, some guys eating In-N-Out. They're just talking, laughing, they're smiling. You see that smile. It's just like, for some people, these tournaments, they're an escape.
Oh, shit.
I walk in somewhere, and I feel respect. And it's
I
really
fucking
nice.
love
really
Smash.
in like middle school or
Smash is like my favorite thing in the world.
Really been a confidence booster for me. It's really developed me as a person.
A lot of people in there are inspirational.
I don't know how it would have turned out without it, to be honest. And really glad to have met even the ones I did. Hopefully I can meet 1,000 more. And get more Facebook friends. But yeah, that's that.
Alright. That's that. There you go. Dark Crank. Who else? Is that it? There gotta be Xbox and Axe. Is that it? There's Axe. Okay, there's Axe. Pika Pika. Pizza Man. Pizza. Pizza. Man. Go here at the end. Xbox. Yeah, nice beard at a young age, though.
Fucking $50,000 and we're not done. Like that's amazing to me.
Armada is probably one of the best things that's ever happened for this game.
Since he didn't put in the effort, he didn't try, it's always gonna be that question.
Maybe you could turn up now. Like, they're always begging for you to come back. Like, they miss you, you know? You should really just come back and represent yourself. It doesn't matter if you feel bad anymore.
Being described as maniacs, not a bad thing at all. I take it as a compliment.
Whoa.
A lot of our friends growing up got into, you know, tagging, gang activities, a lot of drinking and partying young. Playing Smash, we stayed away from that on the weekends. We'd go to school, and then come the weekend, we, you know, play violence.
Yeah, I probably, if I didn't play games, I probably would have been OG gangster or something. Probably, yeah, actually, yeah. If I didn't play Melee, Melee helped me out a lot with that.
The whole night, Mango was talking about fighting, so he was like, all right, let's do it. We like go outside. Apparently he said only body shots, but I don't remember this. We're fighting, and he's like running around like a little girl, like throwing punches. I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? And I just like socked him right in the face. And he's like, what the hell, dude? Like, it's like, why you sucker punch me? I'm like, what? What are you talking about, dude? And he was like so mad. And then after that, you know, we made up. We just got butt naked and like jumped in the pool and went skinny dipping. So.
No. What the fuck? Oh. One sec, don't know what it's about to say. I don't want you looking at anything I listen to in my music. Fuck you guys. No, I didn't hit whatever the fuck that was. Get the fuck out of here. It's on episode fucking 9, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck that ad. Bam. Make it full screen. Wait. Oh, you can see it again. Okay. So we're back.
He was like almost looked unbeatable for a time. Like he was looking almost like Ken-esque, I want to say it.
That was legit, man. That was legit.
It looked like he was gonna kind of like go through this like reign of terror where he's like winning for like 3 years or 4 years.
No. Get this ad again. My bad.
For a while it did look like that, but I mean eventually it's just how things work. Like people catch up, people get better, people fall off. Somebody's gonna be there to replace your spot. Like as long as people are hungry enough for it.
I think one of the biggest things for this game is upsets and regional or international rivalries. You know, Armada is probably one of the best things that's ever happened for this game. You know, that man coming in with characters that no one thought could win anything. Peach, right? He
Yeah,
whooped
right.
all of our butts at Genesis, and so everyone, and he did it at the first Genesis. He almost won the first Genesis, so everyone said, "Oh wow, this guy."
He's a beast. I really think he's the favorite to win this tournament. If you were to ask me,
I agree. I'm rooting for Mango.
I'm rooting for Mango as well. He's my boy. I got his back. But based on what I've seen, it just seems like Armada's just taking off, looking like ridiculously better than everybody right now.
No one would question Mango being the best of all time if he had clear-cut victories over Armada. The Genesis ones were what Mango said mattered. It's 1-1 at Genesis. But they really didn't get to face off at other tournaments because there was Mango getting third at a tournament after Armada beat him, and then they just didn't see each other at all at Apex 2013. If Mango put in that effort, that time, that work, there is no question about him being the best the game has ever seen. But because he hasn't put his all in when his back was against the wall, when the one person that really threatened his title, I think there would be a lot less chatter about that. But since he didn't put in the effort, he didn't try, it's always going to be that question.
Well, once this is over, probably end the stream for now. Or I'll put me if I can read out on the phone. Fucking hungry. Either way, I'm going to end this part because it's about to smash talk. I might
There
do
was a Facebook
Slippery or
poll first
something. I
on
don't know.
Evo's Facebook saying, what games do you want to see at Evo? This is a list. We'll add one more, just to see. And the Smash community came out in full force saying, we want this spot. This spot was ours once before. We want to take it back one more time at the very least. And, there were some issues, A lot of people like, the Smash community can't be that well represented. These had to be bots. Someone is like nuking Facebook to give them like 800 more votes. So the Evo staff was like, okay, let's do this the fair way. If your game got over 500 votes, you're in the running. We're gonna do a fundraiser. Whatever game makes the most money, we're gonna fight breast cancer, you get that A spot.
Bro, I'm sweating over here, man. I don't know if I can deal it.
It came down to Smash and Skullgirls bit by bit by bit.
This race is so close.
We'd do an event on stream, and the next night they would have something. And then we'd have something. And then they'd have something.
Like $50,000 and we're not done. Like that's amazing to me. And as cool as going to breast cancer.
Let me just ask for a tiny, tiny bit more support. We haven't even dropped the spirit bomb. That's true right there. When we act as one, throw our hands up in unison, shit we can do is crazy.
Give me your energy! Or lend me your energy. I think I should say. Here's
Smash was able to pull it out, but
Yeah.
I have to definitely show a lot of
Spirit
respect
bomb.
to Mike Z and the entire Skullgirls staff. It kind of was all surreal until Mr. Wizard pops in and says, do you know where we can buy some GameCubes and CRTs because none of our games use them?
MLG Anaheim was probably one of the only examples where people would cheer on Ken when he was still playing and when he was still active because it was his home turf. I feel like people ostracized him, and I'm not sure if that contributed to his retirement, but like whenever he looks back at Smash and he talks to me on a personal level, he always says chaotic. Like the smashing was good for me, but like, I don't know if I could deal with all the trash talk and all the, like, the smashers anymore, treating me like that anymore. And I said to him, like, maybe if you turn up now, like, they're always begging for you to come back, like, they miss you, you know? You should really just come back and represent yourself. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad anymore. It's nice to see a familiar face, like, sticking to his guns and, like, playing the game that we all love. And we love to see him perform and do his Ken combos,
Can you hear, dude?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh my God, it's the voice that we all know and love.
Even it's kind of weird getting back to it and thinking, how far we've come since then. Look at the top three then. Ken was in first, Hugs in second, and some puff player named Mango got third. Who would have thought that this many years later, we'd be on that main stage? It's magical. Vegas is going to be fun.
July 3 days before the start of Evo 2K13, Nintendo America orders Evolution to not stream Melee. Watch off was Melee streaming at Evo blocked. Cease and desist in a matter of hours becomes the #1 story on Reddit. It's extremely disappointing, but something else too fast. What's going on? They won't stream it. You think that goes from the back down after this 5 hours.
So Mango still considered best player in the United States right now? This is a tournament everyone wanted to see. It's like Virgil with swords. Wow, perfect spacing. He's got his hit and he can't make it back. Best players are in the U.S. This is the strongest country. That's why Armada winning was such a big deal.
Sage Royal TV. He's not following me on Twitch. Hey, thanks for the follow-up. Appreciate it.
Oh, here we go, up air. Oh, he's definitely loving it right now. He's been waiting months for this.
I'm on the final episode right now.
Mango yelling at the crowd saying, I've got your back. I'm sending Armada home. Coming out, he's on touch chase. Armada known for being one of the very few pitches with a combo game. Wake up attack. And a stitch. This is vintage Armada. Oh, this is trouble. Now is he going to go for a low percentage kill? No, can't keep him out there. And he made it out there. Oh, it's knocked him out. He's taking his shirt off. His shirt's in the crowd. Melee Army's very own Mango saying, I've waited so long for this one. This is one of the most storied rivalries in this game. These two have had tons of bad blood. He's so close. Pixels away from that blast zone. Bucks needs a miracle right now. Oh, he let that roll! He let that roll! Reminiscent of Genesis. He knew it was happening. He knew it was coming. This is 3 out of 5 at Grand Finals. Oh, nice down A to save himself just from that one situation. But still, there it is! And there it is! The up smash and wobbles is going to go down. The 3-1 Mango has come all the way back from loser's bracket.
For all the people that, they fiend over getting into the NBA or the NFL and this and that, there are people who don't.
Thank you a lot. You were my 60th follower.
Don't find the same kind of pleasure in it. They prefer to use their minds on something else. For those kinds of people, this would have been great to aspire to
Sage Roll TV.
a cyber athlete and then play for money.
Yeah, so it's sad.
I would have loved that.
Exactly.
I would have done it. I would have dropped everything. I would have done it. People
Sage Roll
like
TV, yeah.
People like me, people like Chillin. There were a lot of people heavily invested in the game and trying to make it the next big thing. JV3, M3D. These were people that cared about the game. They wanted it to be something bigger. these people have the same competitive nature that any other athlete does. It's just we don't have the means to nurture that and to make something of it. And it sucks. And I hope it changes at some point in the future, and not in a bullshit way, like they're trying to do with some of these games, where they're just commercializing it and exploiting these people that are legitimate mental athletes and exploiting them because they don't feel that the public will accept them as athletes. Hopefully that changes. And, you know,
Sure.
by some dumb luck, hopefully Melee is a part of it. We'll see.
A lot of people want, you know, Nintendo to acknowledge our existence. If they pump some money into our competitive scene, it would be fantastic. A lot of people feel like. I certainly feel that way as well. But, you know, in that same sense, we're kind of weird as a game. We took Smash, this party game, and we made it our own. I think we are kind of maniacs in that sense. We have this sort of fervor for the game. We go from event to event. These are our churches, basically. You know, there's no praying, except if, you know, you hope your DI's on point. Nintendo won't give us support. We'll put in the legwork. We can do it ourselves. We're still playing this game 12 years after its release. There's another game in between there.
So
That
it's
game
still
we
played,
weren't happy with.
what, 21 years
So
after
some
its
people
release
in that
now?
community said, why not mod it to make it more like the game we love so much? I think all that does kind of borders on lunacy, but I think, you know, in this case, our love for the game being described as maniacs, not a bad thing at all. I take it as a compliment.
Sure. It was awesome how they did that. For people that enjoyed that gameplay compared to the other type of
Smash,
gameplay.
like as a whole, the whole thing.
No respect towards either side, but I enjoyed the fast-paced one. The other one was fun too. It was just different.
All of Smash. It means so much to me, and I really do think it was important. I really do think it was important. But you're asking me why? Well, it was a chance for us to be somebody. It was a chance for all of us to be somebody, and that was a big deal.
Most of my conscious life, I've been playing Smash. Like, it's this cliche statement, but it's more than a game. Like, it's, you know, it's literally part of my life. Most of my close friends, most of my best friends I've made through Smash. It also just shows, like, I feel like the reason I get along so well with Smashers is it shows their excellent judgment that they chose to play this amazing game. So, I mean, there's partly that, but, you know, it's just, it brings people together that otherwise would not have been brought together. Like, that I was saying earlier about, you know, how we met DA and everything. Like, there's no reason for me as, like, a 13-year-old high school kid to be hanging out with, like, these 20-year-old Bronx people. But, you know, it happened, and it was awesome, and we actually got along and laughed with each other and stuff, you know. I really like the fact that it brings together people from every walk of life, really, you know, except girls. But, you know, we'll work on that, too.
We understand that the small details, the small intimate interactions we have in these very small meetups and small Smash Fest and tournaments make a really big impact, a really big deal on how we can communicate or how we can bond outside of that context. It's not about the Smash. Wobble said this to me a few days ago. He said, Smash Brothers is like an art form. It actually isn't about being the best. It isn't about winning. It isn't about learning matchups or competing in tournaments. It's about turning up at a venue with a game you all love and care about and playing it really cool. Just making it an art form. Just perform kick-ass awesome shit. Do awesome combos, invent stuff, be creative. Yeah, and I think that's why we cheer and we rave. That's why we bond. That's why we make friendships. That's why we hang out in hotel rooms and lobbies at 4 a.m. drinking and talking about God knows what. It's not because we play Smash Brothers. It's actually because we're just friends.
been so cool to experience. Amazing documentary. Amazing. So awesome. Yes. Do with my actual question. You'll see. You said she looked good. This was like, what are you supposed to say to a woman? So it's like that, then makes you think you're not trying to hell nothing. Well, Wes is right. That's one of my favorite fucking things from the doc in 2K, and that's lucky. DOH from that 2v1. Let's go DOH. Armada. One and only. And Shu Dat, the one and only that beat Armada. The first one too. Black Climbers. Chaotic. You see Chris. Unknown Force. Eddie. Oh yeah. Eddie. Isaiah. You pulled out the Caesar. Iggy. The Rock. Your Rock. Might be saying that wrong. Ask for that. Korean DJ. Dr. PP. Mofo. OTG. Hungry Box. H-Box. Mango. Big Banana. Show me your moves.
Double can come back from. Oh, it's looking Jeff. Here's King. Takes it with a thumb. Out of the tournament. 2 sets. He's done it twice today. The King then goes Nation in ruins. Because Michi King, the Mega Bus, and the Fire Nation attacked. He rolled in on the Mega Bus.
Fire Nation attack.
Over to Mango Nation.
It's a beautiful game. I see it as a symphony. It's a piece of artwork. It's perfect. It is a perfect game, and playing that and learning it and expressing myself through the game was always the most important thing.
Smash is jazz. Everything else is classical music. You can have the sheet music in front of you, and it's all about your execution, because you know what sounds are going to come out. Jazz, you have to play some improv in there. You know those scales. You know what notes you want to hit. Can you hit them on time? And if not, what can you do with it?
Here I am, like 6 years later, and Smash is still a big part of my life, so I'm in no rush, really. You know, whatever comes along, it might take Smash's place, but, like, even if it does, like, there's always gonna be a small part of me that's always gonna be at Tom's in the basement. I mean, we expose that
just a little bit.
You know, play a couple matches before we go out to a bar or something. Like, I know it's gonna be like that, and I hope I play when I'm older, because I definitely want to just be old playing Melee. Like, that's just a funny image. Like 35, like, playing, like, this really technical fox. Like, this 35.
Really, I had 60 followers. Says real TV, it's so awesome. Yeah.
Just like, these, like, 18-year-old kids at tournament, I'm just whooping them. Still got it.
Will not still play the game if it wasn't for the community. It's like, in the beginning when I started,
I had a 3-hour stream today.
Playing Melee. Now it's like,
should I watch two ads? Oh yeah, my Twitter's on here now. Should I watch two ads part of a doc? Should I stream some Slippy trying to play? Wife, chilling, or PCs doing reviews? What should I do? That's what I would like to know.
And we got to keep the signs.
These were our first.
I don't know if anyone's here even watching now, but
we went to Disney World together later
maybe
that
I'll
weekend.
just read it.
Like, shout out to Smash community. We all kind of take care of each other.
No, I'll
When
just
someone
stop
goes somewhere.
myself. Either way.
You know, if I was in California, a couple people would house me, and then like, you know, someone would be going up north for like school, and they'd drive me up there, and then I'd hang out with other people. So it was just cool how it worked out. It was just kind of like, you know, a little tour of like the United States, but not from like, you know, a tourist perspective, but you get like the actual real stuff from like the people who live in the towns, and you know, you get to see all the local spots and stuff like that. And then, honestly, like, I almost feel like that's more important to me than all the money and like the first place titles and championships or whatever you want to call it. Like, at the end of the day, like, everything I learned and experienced and met, like, that's the only thing that matters. Like, the money's gone now, you know, the check sits on the wall, it doesn't do anything. But like the experiences and the friends I made, they're still, you know, affecting me to this day.
Alright, I appreciate you guys joining the stream. And then here, I don't know if I'll stream from Simulator or what, or whatever I said earlier. Shootouts part, or full interviews with wife, or PC, or chilling, or what. But, let me know what you think, though. Tell me on Twitter. Not, I'll just decide what I want, like I said earlier. Wait, what's up this time?
He's driving. He's wearing those short shorts. He's just got out of that concentration camp, and he's at the buffet. Like, that's how hungry he is.
Alright, so we'll end it here. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. And maybe I'll stream later. Maybe I'll stream some gaming. I don't know. You guys let me know. My Twitter is on my Twitch now, so if not, I'm deciding, like I said, for like the third time now. Alright, appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, later.